Hello, everyone, and welcome to... That was fine. I nailed it. Shush, I can speak. Welcome to RPGeeks. We have a very special one-shot for you today with a very special guest. Let us start off by introducing ourselves. Let us start off by introducing our fantastic guest, Catiosaurus.
Hello,
Dinosaur fans. We're so excited.
We're so excited.
Thank you for agreeing to come play a TTRPG with us. Would you like to tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Oh, sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Cate Osborn. I go by Catiosaurus on all the corners of the internet. My pronouns are she, they. And I am a full-time ADHD advocate, mental health educator. I talk a lot about the intersection of neurodivergency and intimacy on the internet. And when I'm not doing that, I talk about making TTRPGs more accessible for neurodivergent brains. So you might say I just work in both type of dungeons. Pause for laughs. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, you don't have to do much to get me to laugh. I'm so happy.
And that's it. That's the whole intro.
That's your spiel.
And I'm very excited to be here.
Yay.
Should I introduce my character? Or are we going to do that later?
Let's do that when they appear.
Okay, cool. And my character's a secret. Haha.
You don't get to find out.
Emily.
Hello, I'm Emily. Emily Bates. I use she/her pronouns. I am a science communicator. I make lots of science videos. I work on lots of TV shows and fun stuff about science. And I play D&D or other TTRPGs here with the RPGeeks. And I love Brendan Fraser. That's all you need to know about me. That's all you need to know. Ali Jennings.
Blob. I too make science videos and podcasts and that kind of general sphere of stuff, really. I work in a hole doing all that good science stuff, and I also do D&D and learning all about all the other things that aren't D&D. Oh, very exciting!
It's all very
interesting.
I haven't got a book here. It's very exciting.
I feel like I have very strong sense memory of the Mummy. It feels like it's been imprinted on the back of my brain. And as we get more and more into it, I know I'm just going to start like blurting out random lines, which mean nothing to me, but will be from the film in some way.
I watched it for the first time today, and I don't think I've got a single line in my head. So, oh no, you're going to have to help me.
This is.
I remember
there's like
scary.
4 very iconic ones, and then that's
it's the holding the cat up one of them.
The cat. That's pretty
yeah.
iconic. Yeah.
Okay.
This is going to be part homage, part that bit, part
that bit.
parody, part sort of retelling for the modern age, shall we say?
Yes.
I am Sharmony, she/her. I am the Fate Weaver, aka Game Master, aka Storyteller for today. And in that case, if everyone is ready, we shall begin. We start in London. It's the modern day. I imagine we're just sort of panning over the sort of red double-deckers and nice tree-lined streets of Bloomsbury, a rather well-to-do area of London. And we come upon the Bloomsbury Museum. It's called the Bloomsbury Museum, and it's in London, so we don't get in trouble with anyone. It's a very grand old building filled with treasures from around the world. We shall zoom further through the halls of displays, people looking, and into the back rooms. And this is where various academics do their work. And we shall come first to Miles Robinson. Katie, can you introduce or describe Miles?
Yeah. So as you look at Miles Robinson, what you see is a very sort of like nondescript grad student, just the studiest grad student you've ever seen. He is wearing some beat up jeans and, you know, like a dress shirt because he feels like there's like a modicum of decorum, but you know, the sleeves are rolled up. He's got a pile of stuff in front of him. His backpack has just got weird stuff sticking out of it. He is wearing big thick glasses that look exactly like this cannon. And he is more handsome than he knows. Like he's a handsome guy. He does some push-ups, you know. But he's not super worried about that. And it's just kind of dark, shaggy hair is like always like a little bit in his eyes. And you can tell that, you know, he slouches. That's it. His character trait is he slouches, so that's good. We're off to a great start. I feel good about this.
And in this moment, Miles, you are alone in one of these back rooms. This is the kind of place where, you know, it's partly like there are people who are doing their work, but also where like a few little odds and ends have been kept. What do we see Miles doing in this moment?
Miles has this sort of like very beat up, very old sort of leather bound journal, and it's the type of thing where if, you know, the camera was looking at the pages, you turn, there'd be like an inscription, and then you turn and there'd be like a sketch, and then like, you know, like a map, but the map is only half, like it's very like explorer notebook, like, you know, the notebook that I'm talking about.
A little bit of the edges are a little bit burnt at the side.
Yeah,
like a little tiny
like one,
bit.
like some of,
Yeah.
and there's like newspaper clippings like
Yeah.
stuck into it, you know, it's like one of those, right? It's held together with like a rubber band. And so he's like, he opens this up and he's looking, and what you realize is that it's a page of catalog numbers. And there's a bunch that have been like sort of crossed out. And so you realize he's sort of been like going down the row, sort of like looking in all of these little like storage boxes and this kind of thing. And he sort of gets like halfway down the page and he comes to this like one number, and Miles pauses and he kind of like looks up, and it's very much like a please let it be this time, please let it be here, you know. And he sort of like goes over to like the little box, and I will let our story weaver say what happens then.
I will say that at the okay, so I forgot what I said it looked like. What did I say it looked like?
It's okay. So I'll do it. You want me to take it? Tag team.
I said it looked like something really specific, and I'm like, I thought it was something really good. What was it?
It was a ring with like a crown on it.
Yes. Okay, right.
Wait,
so,
sorry.
yes.
I'm just going to say, I didn't know this,
Yeah.
but I've got a ring on, and it's got like a little spinny star thing. Anyway, that's made me excited. Sorry, carry on. It's nothing to do with it.
It is, yeah. So you open up this little wooden drawer, and it's sort of buried in sort of like crunchy wrapping paper. I don't know anything about archaeology. I assume that they keep things in crunchy wrapping paper.
That's definitely accurate.
It's no, but it's scientifically
It's like Christmas paper.
Yeah, it's preservative paper.
Bit glitter in there. If you open it, it won't get out of your hair for weeks. Honestly,
It's just snowmen. What?
Miles, you see a large ring of gold, and it's sort of it looks like a crown, but if you turned it upside down, it would look like a ring with sort of drips solidified as they've come down, and it's got that sort of like half of it looks like it could have just like sort of fallen like that, but you can also tell that it was very finely crafted. And this is indeed the thing that you've been looking for, the thing that you weren't really sure actually existed or was actually here.
Okay. So Miles is gonna I'm gonna look to my left, look to my right, look behind me. And probably like more sneakily than I need to, because like there's not a lot of people like around, and this is a very small object in a very big room. I, like very carefully just sort of like reaches out and very subtly sort of like turns it and looks to see like if there's like any markings or inscriptions. And I think recognizing maybe like an inscription on the back, Miles' eyes light up and he's like, oh my God, it's been here the whole time. And kind of like realizing, oh my gosh, I'm holding it up in the air. He fumbles it. He's just like, and then he catches it. And then he like just realizes that now he has it. He's been looking for this thing for like forever, and now he's just holding it in his hand. So he just kind of like and he puts it in his pocket, just shoves it right in his pants pocket, and then immediately bumps into the shelf behind him as he's like backing away from the thing. He knocks over a couple of things, and he's like, oh no, and he puts them back up. And he makes like a weird amount of noise doing this. Like it is not subtle at all.
I'm going to say that there is a little bit of a, like, you've knocked over one shelf, you've managed to catch it, and you've caught the vase that was on top of it. But what you didn't realize was that shelf behind you had knocked into another shelf. And I'm going to say that at that moment, Sebastian, you enter to just see this shelf toppling very slowly towards you.
I leave.
You actually.
And then I'll come back in via the other door on the other side. But
the shelf goes crash.
Yeah. And then I come in on the other side. I think when Sebastian opens the door, you hear for some reason the sound of a cocktail party just in the distance, like, you know, that sort of clinking of glasses and people talking. It does no explanation why. There's no cocktail. Maybe there is. You don't know. Anyway, he comes in and you see a well-dressed young man, very very similar age to Miles. Really, really well dressed, like, but dressed with that kind of air of someone who's dressed well their entire life because they've never been given access to bad clothing. So they just ooze this kind of well turned out kind of feel. They're probably wearing a scarf as well. Damn it, I have a scarf. And they're quite short and they're really charismatically ugly. Like they've got the kind of, you look at them and you just think, whoa, I don't know. I kind of want to sort of be around you. You've got something going on there, but I don't want to be too close to you. Anyway, so he comes in, walks around, and notices the fact, well, obviously notices the fact that the bookshelves have fallen over, and saunters into the row in which Miles is standing. I think gives him a good look.
Can I please get a little? Can I get a little help, please?
Yes. Looks like you need a bit of help. What are you doing here after hours? We're all having a party. You should join us.
I was doing some research. But can we please? And then the vase starts to like topple a little bit more.
You've got like one hand holding that
intensely.
Yeah.
Very Mary Poppins.
Yeah, I think Sebastian looks up at the vase and looks back at Miles and then walks over and has a little look at the book, which is open. Oh, what's this we've got going on, Milo? We're doing a bit of research, have we?
Yeah, and then as Sebastian refuses to help him even more, he like sticks like one leg up, so now he's like tripoding against these like shelves to like try and knock at them. He's like, come on, Sebastian, come on, just please, just come on, man.
Yes, absolutely. Takes the book, starts to leaf through it. So you really have been looking at something rather interesting, haven't you? At this point, I think if at some point the vase starts to kind of really twirl, I might just put out a hand and wait for it to fall into it. But like if you'll allow for that to happen.
That's cool.
I like that a lot, yeah. Just like a gentle, yeah.
Yeah. So, Miles, do tell.
Miles will come over and like take the vase that you caught and like very carefully and very like respectfully like just put it back and like, oh. I was doing research, like I said. I don't want to go to the party. Why would I go? It's donors and board members, and that's not my thing. So I'm not gonna go to the party. So have fun at the party. Bye. And he like goes to like take his notebook like from you.
I do that thing where I go, you know, you really should play the game a little better, Miles. You're not really going to get very far unless you want to spend your whole life in a library.
I would love that. I would like to I would like to spend my life in a I would like that very much. I don't know why I'm not you, man. Like we've talked about this a lot. I'm not you. I don't want fame and glory. I don't care. I just want
success.
I'm good. Frankly, no. I just want to learn cool stuff and care about stuff. And frankly, Sebastian, I don't think you care about very much at all, except yourself. And so, you know what? I'm not going to go to the party. I'm going to stay here and do my research. And as I do that, I've like very obviously like stick my hand in my pocket, like to check that the ring is still there.
But do I catch sight of that obvious maneuver?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think
Sure, yeah.
it's one of those cases
It's
where
for the plot,
it's
I
obvious
think.
that
Well, I think, yeah, I think this is happening.
I've obviously seen it,
Yeah.
but I don't mention it. Very well, to each their own. So, what's this big bag you've got here? What's going on, Miles? Who not like you to leave the library, is it?
I'm going camping. Just can't.
Oh,
Just can't. I. You know me and nature. Just communing just communing with nature with my shovels and my pickaxes, which are nature things that people bring to nature. So
I'm just gonna remove your passport from the top of your
no.
bag where
Can
you've
you
clearly.
not? No,
Is
no.
this
Sebastian,
going camping a long way away, aren't we?
camping in and like Miles clearly is not thought this far ahead. Wales. I was gonna go to Wales and camp in Wales.
I see. And
on
these
the
tickets
beach.
to Cairo, what is that?
Oh, that was a hilarious misunderstanding. I was trying to get to Wales. Yeah, I got okay. I'm okay, and Miles like just like takes up class. He's like, okay, Sebastian, if I tell you this, you have to be cool. Okay? Like I know you and we have like this fun thing that we do that I love, by the way. It's fun I love being bullied. It's great. I really like it. I'm into it. It makes me feel great on the inside of my heart. But I'm going to Egypt. That's where I'm going. So, okay, now that I was honest with you, we've had a moment and I'm going to leave. Okay, bye. And then he just keeps trying to get his stuff back and it's just not happening.
Yeah, I'll sort of shift stuff out the way as I can, just pushing it a little bit out of arm's reach.
It's just like,
Going to Egypt.
Yes.
Absolutely fascinating. What might you be doing there?
Research for my third dissertation.
Now, Miles, come. You're always a clever one. Now, you must have done this for a reason. Can't have been cheap, those tickets, can they? A big old outlay for you there. What really is it? Come on, you can do me in. You never know, I might be able to offer a bit of friendly advice since we are such friends, our excellent relationship, as you pointed out.
Just because I feel like it would be more interesting narratively if it happened this way. Rather than answer, Miles is going to like sort of he's gonna kind of like juke, like he's like oh left right, but he's not an athletic fellow, and so it's not gonna work. And so he's gonna reach for the backpack, and in reaching he's gonna pull out a map that is going to sort of like flop open just like kucha, like right on the floor in between Sebastian and Miles. And also, Allie, I'm so sorry, what are Sebastian's pronouns?
He, him.
He, him, thank you. And so Sebastian, so and it is clearly a map, hand drawn, meticulously researched to the city of Doom. Like it is, that's just what it is. It is like
you are
anybody
here over London.
Like yeah, it's like you are here, and then like some red dashes, you know, and it's like, and then like X marks the spot, and so then Miles
and then
is gonna
City
like
of Doom written above it.
City of Doom,
question
like
mark.
a circle and like several arrows, like it's like sharpied. And so then Miles is gonna like and he's look down and then look back up at you and then look at the map and then look up back at you and be like, I was gonna go see the pyramids.
Oh, Miles, I never would have guessed it. The pyramids. What
Yeah.
a saucy endeavor. Now, Miles, we all know you can't be taking time off this busy academic year. Not only that, but if anybody knew about your little adventure, I think some eyebrows might be raised at the next funding cycle. Don't we think that, Miles?
Well,
But
maybe.
here's...
Oh no, you
Yes.
finished talking. You were clearly doing a thing.
Very perceptive, Miles. That's what I like about you. Maybe we can help each other. All I'm saying is, if this really is what it looks like, maybe a traveling companion is in order?
I'm sorry, are you okay? Listen, I'm not great with social cues. I'm just gonna be really honest about that in this moment. Are you threatening me or asking me to come along? Because it sounds like both, and I'm unclear about your goals, right? So you are.
I
You
would say
wanna-
I'm cajoling you,
You
and
cajole.
in order
Okay.
to come with you on your little quest, shall we call it, I won't be any bother, I promise. I'll pay my own airfare, pay my own meals.
Why would you want to come? Like you hate me. You've never ever you literally the first day I got here, you knocked my stuff off the table or something mean like that. And
Your
it
table was too close to my table, Miles. I don't want to go down.
Great.
Not relitigate that.
What could you possibly want? Like you Wait, we doing a buddy comedy? Is this Plane, Trains, and Automobiles? Like, oh, it's what are we doing?
Miles,
Odd Couple?
listen.
We're doing a bad cop, good cop? Like, what is this trip? You're gonna be miserable the whole time. You're gonna hate it. It's gonna be Sebastian.
Miles,
There's gonna be sand.
I know. And for the first time, you see a look of actual like distaste across his face. But
Not sad.
yes, but look, is it so hard to believe we're both postgraduates? We both love the field of archaeology. Is it so hard to believe that this is coming from a place of desire to learn, to know, to grow? In fact, I know you dislike my methods, but you must admit that I'm as much a scholar as you are. Would you not allow me that?
Miles takes like a long look at Sebastian and he's like, you pay for everything. If you come, I know someone as eager to study and learn from such means. Clearly you wouldn't mind that then, would you, Sebastian? Just paying the whole for everything.
Sebastian pauses for a second. All right, but I get to choose the hotels.
I was gonna stay in a hostel. And then
No,
Miles
we
like
won't be doing that.
watches Sebastian's reaction, like just
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a real visceral. It's like a sick feeling you get,
Yeah.
and then with a little bit of like, and he recoils a little bit from you. Do that often, do you? And then
Yeah,
no, we won't be doing that.
sandy hostels, just all the sheets. It's a little bit of sand in the sheets. Sandy
Now,
hostels, Sebastian.
just enough of this sand talk. And he puts a hand on your shoulder. I'm gonna show you how it's done.
And at that, we are going to cut.
Yes.
Very nice. We are going to jump forward in time. We are outside. We're outside a bar in Cairo. Now, this is a few days later. Hotels have been booked. Flights have been upgraded to first class. And you have sort of gathered your research. You have Miles made contact in Egypt with the sort of relevant authorities who deal with sort of archaeological expeditions You know, you've got to do everything above board, permits, everything's declared, all that sort of thing. Are you honest with the official archaeology supervisory council about where you're going, what you're looking for?
Yeah. Like, I think Miles is like super forthright and is like, I have evidence, I have like physical evidence, I have all of this research that I've done. But I think that Miles knows that he is gonna sound like a crackpot. Like, they're just like, you know, but he's like, you got to do it by the book. That's the rules. You got to fill out the form and you got to make sure it's right, you know. And so, very honest.
God,
Just
I
like,
relate to Miles way
If
too
you'll
much.
if you'll allow, if
Hmm.
you both will allow, I think about halfway through this explanation, Sebastian just cuts in and goes, yes. It's all very interesting. We do love him. He's so enthusiastic. But of course, really, this is all part of a much larger, more tempered scheme of about inter-country relationships, about relationship building, and all about really putting the academic for. And this sort of goes on like with this sort of like horrific sort of organizational spiel for about 5 minutes as well, just to
Okay.
kind of
Can I-
smooth it through.
Can I get from Miles? Can I get a nerdery roll?
yes, I would
you're
love
sort of
that. How would you
feeling.
do you want me to roll a 20 or a 6?
Roll a d20.
Okay, that's
Thank
not
you.
a d20.
Nerdery
I
modifier.
forgot what d20s look like. All right.
Sebastian, I think I might get you to roll greed on this, unless you particularly want to roll sexiness. I feel like you know. Hey,
I wasn't
council.
actively trying to sex up the situation. No, I think I was
But
trying to.
You know, you're just
Ali's natural sexiness
is
is just
Yeah.
automatically
Got
sexing up
distracted.
the situation.
That's a 14 plus 4 for an 18.
Nice.
Oof. Do I even need to hang on a second. So do we this D6, we're not rolling this, are we? That's
no,
not relevant.
that's just
Okay.
in case I invent a mechanic later that needs a d6. I'm prepped.
Well, I got a 19 plus 4, so 23.
Oh, damn. Okay, so you know this council are like they're more convinced than they really should be, right? So you tell them about the City of Doom, the long lost legendary City of Doom, and how you're going to go there, and they're all like, do they know that that's not a real thing? Do we tell them it's not real? And then they're just like, yeah, just like really politely just taking you really seriously, like, wow, yeah, thanks so much for bringing this to us. City of Doom, yeah, so wow, super impressive. And so they like yeah, here, have some permits, you know. You seem intelligent and like you know what you're talking about. Have the paperwork. And they you're supposed to have sort of like collaborations, be working with people, but they're kind of like, oh, I'm not really sure anyone has time to sort of properly. Why don't you just start off with just you, and we'll send Mona to supervise you. And you look over, and there's sort of just like relatively like it's probably the same age as you, like mid-20s Egyptian girl, just like looking at a phone, and just like looks up briefly and then like goes back to a phone, just to keep things official, make sure you're not trying to illegally export anything. Have a good time. We can't wait to see what you find. And they just sort of like send you off.
As they're like leaving the like official office, like Miles will turn to Sebastian and be like, I feel like that went really well, don't you?
I think you just get a glare in response, and then Sebastian just walks past you off down the hall as well.
Back at the outside of the bar. In fact, maybe we'll briefly. As Miles and Sebastian, you step into this bar. Now, you have heard tell of a great adventurer. Now, Miles, you've done a lot of research. You've got a map. It's got arrows. You're like somewhere here. But you have heard that there is someone who is actually been to the city of doom. Now, this city is super lost, super fictional. There was maybe some rumors like that, like back in the sort of like colonial times, that maybe some people like found something there, but that's sort of nothing from there has ever turned up. People don't believe it's real, but supposedly this one person who have heard stories, and they are to be found in this very, very tacky tourist bar. Emily Bates.
Hello.
As they step in, can you describe the scene?
Yeah, I think it's probably a fairly busy for a hotel bar busy. So, 10 people maybe. And there does seem to be a group of what sound like, and you can hear them immediately, British men on a stag do. They're all wearing t-shirts with a woman's face on, and one guy has like, I don't know what happens on stag do's.
Is that what happens on stag do?
I don't know. I've never been on one. They're all rowdy lads, right? It's that vibe. And you see they're all
Someone's
crowded
dripping
around.
wet for no reason.
Yeah, one guy. Why are you wet? That's weird. And then one guy is sat at a table, and opposite him sits a woman, and they are arm wrestling. The woman has this very loose, baggy white shirt on. She's got leather straps, which look to be concealing a number of objects. You're not 100% sure what those objects are. Car keys, big boots. Her hair's up in this like perfectly messy bun. I've attempted to do it. It's better than what I've done. There are bits like hanging around her face, and she's sweating, but it's that perfect sexy sweat. She's glistening. Like her face is just sparkling with sweat. And weirdly, this bright white shirt she's wearing, no sweat patches on it whatsoever. Like she's only sweating in sexy places. And she's holding this guy's arm and just doesn't look too bothered. And you can see some of the others, they seem to be a bit pissed off with her. And you think maybe, just maybe, she's been taking them all for a little bit of a ride. And do you want me to roll for it, or can I just do it?
I was going to have you just do it, but now I'm like, oh, it's a TTRPG. I mentioned a mechanic. We should use that. Roll. I mean, yeah, roll badassery.
Yeah, okay, good. I rolled a 2 plus 4. So that's 6. Don't ruin my cool character.
Can you roll sexiness for me?
Yeah. 19 plus 3, 22.
Okay, so as you see this arm wrestling, right? And it's kind of like it looks like she's losing. Like this other guy is really freaking going for it, and he's pushing. And then you can just see like his concentration just like waver.
Just gives him a little
slightly.
like a little wink.
He just looks at the sweaty sheen, and I'm like just like slight momentary, slightest of lapse, and wham onto the table.
Sorry boys, I believe that was £100 a piece if I beat you all, so pay up please. And just holding a hand out in front of them.
The stag do start sort of shouting, jostling. They're all trying to talk. People are like, no, she's cheating.
How did I cheat? How did I cheat?
Why?
How did I cheat?
I saw you cheat.
Just because I'm stronger than you.
You feel like people start like jostling like behind you, like jostling you and being like I could, and then like trying to grab your hand and be like, yeah, no, it's like mechanical.
She like opens her shirt and like she's got a vest on underneath, but then she like lifts it up and she's just got abs for days. Like there's like 16 of them there. It's unreal. And she goes, I'm just stronger than you boys, so drop it and give me the cash.
At which point one of them goes like, arm wrestling, oh, let's see if you're really stronger, and goes to shove you.
I would like to try and judo throw him, but
yeah. Roll badassery for me.
That's better. 21 total.
Describe what you do.
I think I just literally grab him by the collar and just throw him onto a table, and the table just breaks. It's one of those hotel bar tables as well, so it's probably glass. So it probably just shatters everywhere.
You knock over two of the other drunk stag do lads as you throw them into the table. Like, they go backwards. Some other people who are standing behind them like start shoving them forwards, like, hey, what are you doing? People start punching each other. People start fighting.
And I think she just sort of does her shirt back up and just walks away from the fight that's now started.
Miles and Sebastian, you
Goes to the
see
bar.
this. Matches the description of the person you're looking for.
Miles will sort of like tap Sebastian and say, two things. One, I think that's her. I recognize her from her blog. Also, what the fuck is a stag do?
Oh no!
This-
I'm so sorry, American.
Wait, what is it? What is it?
What's
What
a
is
stag do?
Stag do?
So it's a bachelor party.
Oh, okay. It's like
Yeah.
a bachelor party.
Sorry.
Okay. I was like, are
So
they
We have hen do's and
hunting?
stag do's. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
confused. Okay. All right, we're good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And Miles is like,
So
okay,
you-
that makes sense. Thank you.
Miles turns around from ordering like a round of tequila slammers for the
Sebastian.
table. Sebastian turns around from ordering a round of tequila slammers for the table, and then frowns at Miles. This is your ace in the hole. They're supposed to get us to the City of Doom.
4 vodka
They
shots,
better get us
please,
out of this
barkeeper.
bar.
They're paying. It's on the tab. Their tab. Thank you.
Miles is holding a cup of tea that he has very cringily ordered from the bar, much to Sebastian's chagrin. And he's holding it with 2 hands. That feels very important. He's just like doing one of these. And he's just staring at Taylor and is like, doesn't exactly know how to, like, it's probably weird to just walk up to somebody at a bar because he's never done that in his life. And so Miles is gonna be like, I feel like we should go.
I think at this
talk."
point, Taylor looks over
Honestly.
and like looks at both of them.
Miles spills tea.
Just
all over his
immediately
mind.
starts
Just-
walking over.
Ah!
just
Mona's there
spills.
too, but she's on her phone.
Oh, sorry, and Moan.
Yeah, she's like, I'm tweeting this.
Mona's just putting this whole thing on TikTok. She's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
At Tio Swift, if you're tagging people, thank you. Hi, gents. How you doing?
sorry. Are
Taylor,
you...
nice to meet you.
Hi. I'm Miles. I think. Yeah, I'm Miles,
Hi,
and
Miles.
this is my
Sebastian Pound Sterling, hyphenated.
Hi.
Good to meet you.
Hi, hyphenated. Nice to meet you too.
Yeah. So tell me, do you do anything apart from hang around bars and beat up poor impressionable young men? Simply trying to.
They're the worst. Don't worry about them. They'll be fine. They won't even remember it tomorrow. But
I'm assuming in the background, out of focus, like there's just
Flying.
stuff being like, yeah. people falling through
there's a guy
windows.
dressed in like a onesie for no apparent reason, just going through a window somewhere.
Something is
Window
about to be
screen.
set on fire.
Yeah. There's a firework going off in the background. And
My tongue-tied friend here has something to ask you.
Oh, go ahead.
And Miles is like, okay. And he opens up his like, it's the Notebook from Indiana Jones. I want to be very clear, like that's what I'm picturing in my head. So he opens up this thing and he sort of like does the thing where you like, I was gonna get a hand prop, but then I don't have. But he turns it around so like Taylor can see the pages, and he kind of points and he's like, I heard you went to the. I have the proof. I have I heard that you. I really like your blog.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't realize you were a fan.
Yeah, no, I really like. I'm just. Oh my! I really appreciate how you just really. It's just you write good.
Thank you. No one's actually ever said that before. Like, my mum, the other day, I sent her the latest update, and she said that I should go back to university. Can you believe her?
No,
Unreal. I said to Mum, do you have 20,000 people reading your blog every day? I don't think so. So,
that's
yeah.
more than has ever read any of my work. That's pretty.
Are you a writer?
Impressive. I would say that I'm a student of the world.
That's exactly what I say too.
But I found the City of Doom, and I need your help.
Wait. Sorry. You found the City of Doom. I found the City of Doom.
Well, no, what I mean is that I found proof. I believe you. That's what I'm trying to say. I believe you. I've read everything you've ever written.
Sorry, one second. Mark, did you hear that? She's shouting at a bartender down the other end of the bar. Mark.
More vodka.
Yes, but also this man. Sorry, I forgot your name again.
Miles.
Miles. He's fat. He believes me. He knows it's real. So that will be £20 when Miles proves it. So right. So
anyway, I know it's weird. I'm so sorry I probably should have emailed or something first, but this
I don't
seemed
check
like
my
a cooler way.
emails.
That's fair. But anyway, I DM'd you a couple of times. I'm sorry. I had
Do you
a lot
want a
of wine.
vodka?
No, I don't really drink.
It's very good.
But I have tea. I spilled most of it. Anyway, I'm here. We need your help. And Miles just looks at Sebastian like, please, my guy, please get me out of this.
You turn left to look at Sebastian, but he's gone, and you see behind you in the tables with all the lads. There's Sebastian surrounded by lads now with more
like
shots coming from the
singing.
table, and people going shot. Everybody's singing, yeah.
So Miles, the City
Yeah.
of Doom.
Yeah. Yes.
What proof do you have?
Miles like looks right, looks left, looks behind him, like turns in like a really unnecessary circle, like all the way around. And then he like takes out this little like cloth thing out of his pocket, and he like, it's clearly like a glasses cloth that he just like had, and he like unfolds it, and it's got superheroes on it, and and he just shows the ring, and he says,
It's very pretty.
"Look at the inscription."
Taylor looks at it and goes, I see, and puts it back and goes, yes, well, having been to the City of Doom myself, I of course know exactly what it is that you hold in your hands.
It's
the lost ring of
King
Doom. That's yes,
probably
that's correct.
The name that we got sent in
Mhm.
an email. Hold on,
Yeah.
let me check.
No, that's
Let me check my
I
historical
definitely know. It's
research.
definitely that. You don't have to worry, Miles. Miles, that's the name of it. I know.
That's
I
the
know
name
for
of
a
it now.
fact because
Yeah.
obviously I have been there numerous times. I've been to
Yeah.
the city.
Can I just check, is that the lost ring of King Doom?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it's
the
called.
name. Yes, that is the name. Thank you, Sebastian. Would you like a vodka, Sebastian?
Yes, please, thank
Hyphenated.
you.
Great. She just lobs a shot like, and it sails perfectly through the air.
I think it just hits Sebastian in the side of the head.
Sorry.
But
Miles, it's
Okay.
very dangerous there, you see. And, with this lost ring of King Doom,
well, it's not exactly lost because I found it. Well, I
the
mean, I
found
guess it
ring
wasn't
of King Doom,
the previously lost
now
ring
found by
now
Miles, King
found.
of
formerly. This is weird. Anyway, so here's the thing, though. So I've been reading your blog, and I know that you've been there, and so we're looking for someone who can take us there, because I have a theory, and I know it's gonna sound crazy. I know it's gonna sound weird,
I've heard all the crazy things.
but-
So
but
tell me
you-
more.
but you know about the legend, right? Of Doom.
Doom, yeah.
The
Of
Legend
course,
of Doom.
yes, the Legend
Yeah,
of Doom. I know all
Yeah,
about it.
why don't, like, I'm not saying that I don't know the legend
No,
of King
right.
Doom, but maybe you could tell me
I-
the legend that
Of
you
course.
know.
Well, I tell you what. Why don't we start with what you know, and then
Yeah.
I'll expand.
Sure, that's good.
I think that sounds fair.
Well, and actually, you know what? Let's bring Sebastian in on this too. because
Sebastian, hyphenated.
Sebastian, come on, we're doing exposition. Come here.
Okay, Sebastian comes in well oiled at this juncture, like really kind of moving, well, as in drunk,
Oh,
like,
okay. Oh,
but
right.
like rich person drunk, where you just get more and more like Okay.
What's the difference between regular drunk and rich person
Oh, this
drunk?
is a big difference.
It's like, yeah. Well, of course, King Doom. I mean, if the legends are to be believed, this slips down a little bit.
So
Well-
Miles. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, right. Okay. And so like I'm assuming they just sort of sat down at like a table, and so Miles gets out his backpack and he puts down this big map, and he puts down a littler map and a medium map. Like there's too many maps. There's like 80 maps. Like there's so many maps on this table. It's a
How do you have
comical
this
amount
much
of maps.
paper? I didn't.
It's a. I was trying to think of a backpack brand that would. It's a JanSport.
Oh,
It's pretty good. It's
JanSport.
pretty-
Yes.
It's
yeah.
pretty roomy. But anyway, so
It's got a lot of these
They
little sort
sponsored
of
me
like
once,
little
so-
pouches in there for like laptops and bits of paper and things. It's really very good, surprisingly good,
Right.
actually.
It's good. So anyway, okay. So City of Doom, right? City of Doom's here. And he takes a sugar packet and he sort of like marks the spot on the map.
I
with,
think
like, a
Taylor
sugar
just
packet.
reaches over and just shifts it like 0.5 centimeter slightly.
Yep. That's good. That's great. Okay. So anyway, so here, so okay. So the legend goes like this: the City of Doom was one of the biggest and most important kingdoms
In the world,
in the entire world. They were super rich, super important.
wealthy,
They were
important too.
a very big deal, right?
Yes.
And they were
Yeah,
led.
she knows her stuff. I'll give her that.
Thank you.
This is why we're Sebastian. Did you not read the blog? I sent you a link.
It's just no one reads blogs these days.
Okay. all right,
20,000 people would beg to differ.
Anyway, so it was led by Doom, right? Taylor? Let's see.
Yes,
King
yes,
Doom?
correct. Yes, you're
King
very,
Doom?
very knowledgeable, Miles.
Doom was. I'm sorry, I've never gotten to do the exposition part before.
Sorry.
I'm nervous.
I'm sorry, I just emailed you all my exposition and was like, "This is your problem now."
This is your problem now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, so anyway, so King Doom was
Mm.
he was incredibly powerful, but he was obsessed. He was obsessed
Obsessed.
with gaining more power and
More
more
power,
gold,
more gold.
and that greed. Taylor, I'm gonna just. Are you just saying the last 2 words of everything I
No,
say right now?
Everything you say
So
right
it's-
now? No.
Yep.
No.
Okay. All right. That's
Wouldn't
fine.
do that. That would be silly.
But Doom fell in love. Doom fell in love with a person who changed his outlook, who changed the way that he looked at the world, and Doom was sort of no longer concerned with gold or treasure. It was a really, really good thing.
Wow, then what happened?
And then, well, he accidentally destroyed the city because I read the notes wrong a little bit, but it's fine. And so Doom, his greed and his just he didn't know what to do, and so the city was destroyed. And all the people that they turned against him, and so as a last ditch attempt to sort of salvage his power, he created a ring. Only one. You might call it a one ring.
To rule all of them.
Yeah, to rule all of them. But they
That's
were
how
all
it
of
goes.
them
in the
That's
city,
exactly
yes.
All of
Yeah,
all
it
of them.
was-
Those people in the city. One ring to rule all of them. Those people in the
Yeah.
city. That's
yeah,
the
but
phrase.
here's the thing: they were all of them deceived. Because another ring was made. Just kidding. It was just the one ring.
2
Anyway,
rings. No. Okay. Yes, I knew that.
it's good. Anyway, so the one was lost. That's the lost ring, and then we also have the found ring. This is going really well.
The ring
really
that
well.
we've already found.
It's fine. Sorry, I misread the research, and then now I'm
Whatever you say
backtracking a lot.
is canon right now.
Okay, this
You might be the only person with the notes, Katie. So
Okay.
maybe
So,
we'll just
you
go
know
with
what?
whatever you
It's fine.
say.
I'm just
Said it,
gonna
it
be
is
really
true.
confident about what I know about my super Miles. It turns out is really bad at research. That's what we're learning. He's just like he's been wrong
That
the
is
whole time.
storytelling, I would say.
Okay, so anyway, so he falls in love with this person, and they were in love, and they were happy. And then the people of the town, they rose up, and they were tired of living under this tyrant. And so they captured Doom, and they captured his lover, and they killed them, and then they mummified him. But before that happened, the legend goes that Doom took all of the gold that he had on him, just the gold in his pockets, just whatever he had, and he managed to forge this ring, and he cursed it, and he cursed the city, and he said that if anybody took anything from his gold, from his hoard, from his love, that the greed would begin to corrupt the people of the world.
That's
I don't.
dreadful.
Well, I mean, look around. Look at how terrible things have gotten.
Taylor
And
just
so,
looks
like-
over at the stag do still fighting and goes,
And-
yeah, okay, yeah, you're not wrong.
but the thing is that I believe the stories. I've always believed the stories. And so I started doing research. And I learned that at some point somebody before you, Taylor, they got there and they took something. And I think, and he holds up the ring, I think they took this.
Oh.
And so I want to put it back. If the curse is true, if the stories are true, we need to put this back, because greed corrupts and lost loves. Well, those, I don't know a lot about being in love. And he looks at Taylor like weirdly, and then he says, but I do know that, well, a lot of bad things happen when people get greedy. And so I just want to do the right thing.
Wait, where
I
did
just
you
wanna do-
get this ring from?
Okay, so weird story. I found it in the archives of the museum that I've been studying at.
Which museum?
The one that's in London.
Not
that
the Bloomsbury Museum.
Yeah, that's the one. The
No, not that
Bloomsbury.
one.
It's different.
No, the
one.
Bloomsbury.
The Bloomsbury.
Oh no, it
Definitely
is that one. You're
Yeah.
right. It's the
Yes,
Bloomsbury.
It is the
Museum.
Bloomsbury
It's
Museum.
the craziest thing. And yeah, and so then so that's what happened. Anyway, I've been talking for a really long time, so I'm gonna stop now. I feel awkward. Okay, good exposition, everybody. And Miles puts his hand in like he wants everybody to do like a go team, and then
Taylor
nobody
takes
does
it
Oh.
and just sort of kisses
I
it.
think, I think.
I was.
I
Oh
think
my god.
Sebastian's about to put his hand there, sees the kissing going on, just takes it back. I think it's throughout this, Sebastian's been nodding sagely, kind of like, yeah, yes, and then maybe echoing a few words. I'm doomed. Yes, people.
But- So anyway,
Yes.
the
You-
whole point is we got to bring the ring back to the place. That's it. That's the mission. That's what we're doing.
I just want to check something because I've dealt with people from museums, your types,
Yeah.
before,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't normally want to go to the city to put stuff back.
Yeah, that's fair.
So how
I'm
can
gonna
I
be-
trust you?
Well, I'm gonna be really honest. Boy, I wasn't gonna give a speech about this, but here we go.
Let's do it early. Let's
Yeah, let's just get it
Wow.
out of the way early.
getting
It's
there.
nice, just so we're establishing our motivations. I feel like that we're getting to know each other, but it's fine. But the thing is that I grew up without a culture. I was adopted, and I didn't know who I was, and I didn't know anything about my past or the culture that I came from or anything. And that's hard, right? Because we all want to belong to something. And so I got interested. I got interested in archaeology. I got interested in stories and people of the past. And then I started realizing that those stories, those belong to the people that they came from. They belong to the people that they originated from. They don't belong in a museum. And so I want to do the right thing. I want to take this ring back, and I want to honor the people, and I want to honor Doom and his love. And I just feel like nobody has been paying attention for so long to all of this stuff that just sits and gets dusty, and he's getting like really worked up now. And he's like, and it just sits in boxes and in shelves, and it could do so much more good. It could do so much more good if we could just.
Miles.
And he starts ranting like he's just like, ah!
Taylor just sort of puts her hand on his shoulder, and goes, "We're gonna put it back. I can help you. I've been to the city loads of times, so
Cool.
I'll help
I
you."
think at this point, like just from out of camera, Sebastian puts his hand on your shoulder.
Taylor just slaps it off.
Fair, absolutely fair. I just want to circle back for a second. The hoard, the treasure, the hoard, that whole thing.
Oh yeah, the whole
Um,
city is.
Yeah.
Full of
Yeah,
it.
it's still there,
Yeah.
right? It's the treasure and
Oh yeah.
everything.
Oh,
Some people say that
definitely.
it's like the most gold to ever have existed
Well,
in one place at one time.
When I was there, the pavements, they're made of gems, rubies, sapphires, emeralds, just line the pavements. You walk on
Really
priceless
inappropriate
gems.
paving material.
It's
yeah.
very bad. It hurts your feet actually quite a lot. But that's what it's like. So I remember it
It's
clearly.
really poorly.
She shot some of the vodka.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that is good to know. Yes, excellent. Right. So when do we start?
I mean, what's the time?
I don't know.
Now?
My watch got tea on it.
I can go
Yeah.
now.
Smash cut.
Does Mona know?
Smash cut.
Smash cut.
Oh, yeah,
Wait a minute.
Mona's looking at a phone. She just doesn't tell
Oh,
you the
Mona.
time.
So
Mona's
I'm
there
so
too.
sorry.
Oh, Mona's...
I totally misread
Totally
the email and then I tried to backtrack. I'm so sorry.
That's whatever you said. That is it, and I love it, and it's perfect. And thank
Totally
you for
biffed that.
doing my job for me. I get to just sit here. I'm having such a great time.
Our viewer,
We-
Sharmony. Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm just here like. Oh, I get to say that. We smash cut to a boat. You were traveling upriver, downriver, along a river, to get to the area in the desert where Taylor, you're like, that's where I was. It was
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah,
this
I
is
remember
where
it.
we're going.
Yep.
You remember it well.
Clearly.
It is a very nice boat, and it is the same evening. Later on the same evening, you have bedrooms on the boat. It's very sophisticated, and you are settling in for the evening. Can I? Well, what is everyone doing on this relaxing evening? Like, what as you're sort of getting ready for bed, maybe?
Taylor is standing on the front of on the bow of the boat. There's no way she dumped her stuff in her room, maybe, and then she's probably just sharpening her knife on the bow of the boat, looking out across the water, sexily. Obviously, there's a wind; it's blowing the hair back perfectly. That's it.
I think
Is this how you sharpen a
Sebastian is
knife?
probably
Yeah.
Like this.
Sebastian. I think Sebastian has probably is trying to read Miles's book, taking a very keen interest what you might find in the pages therein, potentially looking for details of the life and the acquisitions of King Doom and what might lie in the city of Doom.
And this is happening because Miles is so seasick. Miles is just like in the little bathroom, just like it's not
Miles.
great. And so that is how Sebastian has been able to
Do we
gain
share
access.
a room? Or
I
was
think
it-
like I'm picturing like connecting, like you got like 3 rooms in a row so we can like talk to each other if we need to.
I'm wearing really quite fanciful silk pajamas. I mean, they're really
Yes.
quite something.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This is good.
Sebastian, can you roll me nerdery for looking at this book, understanding archaeological things?
Oh, it's a natural 20 plus 3. Don't ask me to do anything else. I've peaked.
You are very well. You have absorbed Miles's research very well, and particularly the bits on what might be where and how much it might cost. Taylor, can you roll me badassery?
Always. Another 2 for a 6.
2 for a 6. You're just there. You're having a great time.
No one saw. Just pricked a
at
thumb.
the Yeah. Miles, as you are being sick in the toilet, you hear a noise in the gaps between throwing up from your room, your cabin.
Okay. Miles will kind of stand up and just like wipe his forehead off, take a drink of water, and just kind of like open the door like a little bit, but I think he kind of Like, I don't think,
Quietly.
actually, no, I retcon. Miles is not going to think that anything like bad is going to happen. Like, so Miles just kind of like opens the door, like, do.
You
I
open
think
the door.
instantly snap, bang, that kind of like, snap,
No,
close.
it
I
wasn't
assume he's opening the
you.
door.
Oh no, I wasn't assuming.
Oh,
it was
sorry,
you.
I thought it
Where
was-
are
okay,
you?
no,
Well,
well-
where are you? No, this is a good question. Where are you? Are you
Well,
in
I
Miles's
had-
cabin? I had not assumed that.
No, that's good. I had envisaged myself sort of having snuck in there, having heard, but it makes more sense for me to have gone in and taken the book and just
Yeah.
squirreled it away. Yes, that makes much more sense. Yes, that's what I would have done. And then closed my door behind me. Of course, I'd have done that.
Miles, as you enter the cabin, not quietly, you see a sort of mysterious hooded figure going through your stuff relatively quietly, but you just enough that you were able to hear. Who spins round as they see you. Would you like to do anything in this moment?
I mean, honestly, I think Miles would just be like, what the fuck? It's just, dude, what are you doing?
The figure is gonna lift up what it's kind of dark in here. You can't really see sort of what they're wearing underneath various cloth. They're holding something sort of like long and thin. And they come forward and basically try and attack you. I've not invented combat mechanics for this game.
It's okay.
Roll badassery.
Okay, I will do
That'll
that.
do.
And for my role, what I will say is that Miles is like, "Ah!" And in very like Miles fashion, picks up like a book to block it.
I love it so much.
And so I will, and that is a 13 even because I have 0 badassery.
You manage to block up the book, and Taylor, you just hear this like faint like.
Immediately,
I think obviously
just runs.
while
Vaulting
this is happening, obviously
boxes.
all the noises and the banging is happening in the room behind Sebastian, behind him again in the background. He doesn't notice any of it.
You're leaning against.
But someone's going to come through the wall.
the thin wall between them, and like occasionally
Yeah.
the wall just gets thudded, and you're just
Yeah.
What is it, like a sword? Is it like a big knife? Like what are
As
we?
it-
What are?
As it hits the book, you realize that it is sort of thick and round. It's not sharp. It's not a blade.
Okay.
It just thuds very solidly into this book. Taylor, at this point, I will say, comes bursting through the door, and as you do, you see. You open the door. You're opening the door to
Yeah.
Miles's cabin.
Oh,
I
I'm
assume.
kicking down the door.
Oh, sorry.
unnecessarily.
My apologies. You kick down the door to Miles's cabin, and you see at the other end of a corridor a figure come round again, sort of just in the gloom, in the darkness of this boat at nighttime, just like coming round into the corridor again, like brandishing
Excellent.
something, and
Can
you
I-
see in front of you Miles under a book.
I take the knife that I've been
Yeah.
sharpening and
Yeah.
throw it at the person running away and try and like catch. Did you say they were wearing like a hooded cloak kind of thing?
Yes, sure.
I want to try and like pin the cloak to a wall with the knife.
Oh, nice. Oh, I love that. Roll badassery for me.
It's a total of 7. I'm rolling really
Your-
bad.
Your knife
Dice don't want me to be cool.
flings through the air and into a very nice scented candle arrangement set up by the boat staff in the rooms, knocks a candle into a curtain, and fire starts to go.
She
on
turns to
the other
Miles and
side of
goes,
this room.
"A distraction, let's go!" and like grabs his hand and tries to like pull him out of the room.
And Miles is like, wait, I need to get my, and he's trying to get to his backpack because he needs his journal with all of his research in it
Oh,
that Sebastian
I
has,
think-
but
I
Miles
think-
doesn't know that.
I think she goes, "Oh, sorry, I wouldn't want you grab it, but we gotta go quickly,
Yeah,
because
and
of
so he'll
because of the
just
fire that
grab
I
the-
meant to do, but we gotta go."
In the delay, what? Sorry, carry on.
Oh no, you go.
I was going to say, in the delay, as Miles goes for the backpack. The figure who has just like seen you knock over a candle and is briefly distracted by flame kind of comes back and again brings this heavy thing thud down on the backpack that you are trying to grab.
Oh,
Okay, I guess I don't need it.
Gun comes out,
Oh,
points
no.
at the
No.
and yeah, I will try and. Hey, it's the mummy. They shoot people all the time.
They do. They're very violent.
I'm gonna shoot him in the face.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I was trying not
Genre
to.
appropriate violence. It's fine.
It's a 7 again.
It's 7 again.
It's a 7 again. Honestly, in the between, I did roll it a few times and it didn't roll a 3. Yeah, it does roll other numbers. Okay.
Whack down, bang, a really loud explosion. This figure sort of like has moved slightly. They I'm gonna say they grab the bag and
Taylor
then you
goes,
can tell that
warning
they're-
shot, run.
If you'll allow, I think
Yeah,
all
oh.
the shooting
You're
has
shooting now, by the way,
probably.
Sebastian. Yeah,
That's fair.
yeah.
So Sebastian will just open the door a little bit to look into the hallway. Obviously,
Yeah.
sees all this stuff, closes the door.
Yeah, you see a figure coming down the corridor just past you who doesn't see you, who's going into Miles's room.
The
next
trip,
to you.
the trip, the
Yeah.
trip.
Oh,
Roll badassery for me. You don't need
The
to
sneaky
come on,
trip.
for
Sebastian.
high, but like
It's an 18. This
yes,
is amazing.
and goes flying. Taylor, you hear a thud behind you as a body hits the ground. The figure in front of you grabs the bag. It looks like it looks to you like because Miles was going for it, they want it. Like
yeah.
they think that's important, right? Oh, there's something there.
Miles, how important is this backpack?
Miles in like this weird moment of like just thinking second is like, that's my research, and he does like a flying tackle towards the backpack, and what I'm imagining is that he takes the guy and he sends him through the wall that is like adjacent to Sebastian's room.
Yes.
So like Miles and this guy like lands, and Miles looks
Yes.
up at Sebastian and he's like, "Oh my god, I've been looking for that."
Okay,
I'm holding the. So I'm
I
still
should
holding the
probably
ticket this time.
roll for something.
I think you should roll for that, much as we all want this to happen. Yeah.
Let us tell our movie.
Yeah. Give me a badassery roll.
That is a 10.
Better than Taylor.
Yeah. Okay. What I will say is that you can launch. The walls are weak. You launch through the wall. However, you launch both of yourselves into Sebastian, who was just on the other side of this door, and you're now all three in a pile. And like I think Milo, you kind of end up on the top of this pile, and you kind of like look down, and your journal has just fallen to the floor. Just
And
next to
is
you.
that when you say, "Oh, I've been looking for that"? Because at that point,
Yeah.
I'd like to say, "Just a little bedtime reading."
Yeah, it's still in Sebastian's hand, just like
Yeah.
out from under this pile of people. Taylor, would you like to help this situation at all?
Yeah. If I've still got my gun, can I try and shoot at the people running? I'll stay lying down and just
The
kind of
person
like move
running-
Miles' arm and be like, bang.
The person, so there
Or
is
have they
there's
gone?
currently one figure who tripped up outside, who's trying to stand back up again behind you, and there's currently another figure who's currently like in a sandwich.
Oh, sorry, the
Pointing-
sandwich. I'm not in the sandwich.
You're not.
I
in the
thought I was in the sandwich. Oh, I see. Okay, so
no.
they're
it goes
three in
Miles,
the
mysterious figure, Sebastian. Taste
Okay,
the
great.
mysterious sandwich.
The one on the floor.
Yeah,
Where in
one-
terms of the ship?
yeah.
If
You're
they're in the
below-
corridor.
Yeah.
Is there a window leading to the ocean? Can I chuck
I
him
will-
through a window?
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
I want to pick him up, throw him through a window into the
Roll
water.
badassery for me.
Please. Please. Okay, synthetic 20.
Hey! You pick up the mysterious figure and fling them smash through the ornate to beautiful glass swoosh into the river. Yep.
She turns around, flicks her hair, looks down, sees Miles can't see, and goes, damn, okay.
Behind you, the flames are flickering.
We've got to
The ship is
go.
catching fire.
We've got to go now and try and pick up Miles and Sebastian like by their collars and just heave them up and then kick the guy on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like trying. You know how if you have like in Jenga
Yes.
when there's a block in the middle and you push it, you kick it, or like poke it really hard to get it to fly out. I want to kick the guy to make him fly out and then pick up the other two and run.
roll badassery for me again.
Okay, great.
Come on, Taylor.
19.
Hey.
You
The dice
Jenga
is learnt now. The dice.
goes sliding across the floor. You manage to yoink the other two up. You're running. Where Miles, as you're leaving the room, will you roll one nerdery check for me?
Yes. That's 15.
15. Okay. As you are leaving the room, you're sort of being yoinked away from this room. The flames are flickering. This one figure's sort of still on the floor. You recognize the object that they were holding and carrying, and it is a long black umbrella. You leg it. You back up. You're at the top of the ship. Everything's on fire. There's chaos. There's people
turn
yelling.
to both of them and go, "Can you swim?" That's a line from the movie. I remember it.
Yeah.
Great. I push them both over and then like dive in.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful swan dive. And you are all in the river with whatever belongings you have grabbed.
I go, has anyone got eyes on Mona?
Oh no, I forgot about Mona.
Oh god, Mona!
I'm so bad at
Mona's
NPCs.
like already like on the bed.
Yeah,
just,
She's
I
like
was gonna say-
waving from a lifeboat, like
you drag yourself to the bank. It is still night, and you just see this like faint glow and this like faintly lit up face. And Mona's just like, are you all right? You
No, I am not alright.
you guys cool?
Is there space in
Cool.
that boat?
She's not on a boat. She's just on another bank.
is she on the correct bank or the wrong bank?
Yeah,
She's
which-
on.
Which side of the river are we on?
You look around, Taylor, and you suddenly realize you are on the correct side.
And Mona's on the wrong side.
No, she's hanging out.
Oh,
with you.
Mona's that.
Sorry, she's just hanging out with you. No,
It's
she's
okay.
there.
It's good because I've forgotten exactly what the line is anyway.
Yeah,
So that's
something
fine.
with someone else and you're on the
Um,
wrong side. It's cool. It's cool. And we will cut there, and I think we will go for a break there.
Okie dokie.
Yes, we'll go for a break there. But you are very close to the lost city of Doom.
Doom. All right,
Doom.
everyone. We will be back in a few minutes. We're just going to go have a quick bathroom break, get a drink. But we'll see you very shortly. Bye.
Bye.
everyone, we're back.
The four of you, because Mona's there and I'm not going to forget about her, are making your way through the desert. Now, you have dried up very quickly.
Can I just add to that? Taylor's hairband got lost in the crossing. But, however, now it's just this, like, perfectly messy, wavy, it's just dried. You know, there wouldn't be salt in the river. Of course, it would be fresh water, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But the sounds got in it and managed to give it, like, the perfect amount of volume. And she's just looking flawless again. It's phenomenal. You've also realised she clearly doesn't wear makeup because she's just been in the river and nothing has changed on her face.
How are Miles and Sebastian looking? You can roll for it if you like.
Please don't make me roll for the sexy. Please, please.
No, you're just automatically sexy. It's fine.
Miles' shirt got torn in the scuffle.
Taylor definitely didn't do it on purpose, just to make that completely clear.
There's like a weird,
That's
and
weird,
you're like,
honestly.
wow, he's a little more cut than I would have expected old Miles to be. But and I'm just gonna say, can we please be riding camels? That's very important to me.
Yeah. You know what? I'd cut the camels, but because I was like, but where have they got the camels? But yeah, sure, you're riding camels.
There's, the old desert camels.
I'm really trying to like condense like the key beats, and I was like, oh, they can roll animal handling, but that's not a stat.
I like that, like,
Yes,
What would that be?
it's modern
Sexy,
day.
nerdery,
We could
greed, or
just be in a
badass, right?
car.
For some reason, you've gotten a weirdly
We
Victorian
could, but we
boat
haven't. We've ended up on camels.
On camels.
Yeah.
It's just
Right.
the way the story went.
Can Sebastian
yeah.
be on
I
a
think-
really small camel that's like
Yeah, Sebastian's
way
on
too
a
small
small
for him?
camel. He's looking bedraggled. He's, for the first time, you've seen him. He's not looking particularly well turned out or happy. His hair's a bit of a mess. You've not seen that before. He's got just these silk pajamas
gonna say,
on.
is he
He's
still
still
in the
dripping a
pajamas?
bit. And yeah, he's just looking a bit hacked off, really.
And
But he has
as-
managed to salvage a bag. He's got his bag that he's managed to get with him.
Okay, back. Yeah.
and as sort of like we like in media res this, Miles is like, yeah, not a lot of people know this, but like most Jansport bags are like completely waterproof, like they're just really high quality backpacks, and like
Really?
like not a lot of people think about that, like, and he's just like weirdly going on about like his backpack. Like,
Taylor is listening, being like, why am I listening? And why do I want to listen? This is insane. That's all.
I love it. So Taylor, obviously you've
Hey.
been to the Lost
Yeah.
City of Doom
Loads
loads
of
of times, and you know
Mhm.
exactly where it is.
Mm,
Over
over
will you roll? I feel like nerdery
there. Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah.
me to
With the
find-
-4, that one.
Oh, is it that one? Is
Yeah.
that the one with the negative?
That's the one with the -4, right? Yeah, okay, good,
Yeah,
good. Yeah, I
yeah.
will do that. Could be worse. It's a 7.
It's a 7 again! Yay! Classic Taylor 7.
Taylor's
Okay.
7-0 Swift.
Okay. What I'm going to say is you have all been walking on your camels through the desert for maybe a little bit longer than when previously asked Taylor claimed it would take to
Right.
get to the Lost City of Doom.
Because we're wet, you see, so it's heavier. So the camels are moving slower than they would normally move. That's
Could they move
Just-
any slower than this? It's
just one
excruciating.
second, and she's gonna like look around and try and see anything that she remembers around. And all the while she's like, yeah. So anyway, there was like, I remember really clearly the times I was there, and there were like these scarab beetles, right? And they were big as a car, like huge. I actually rode one for like half an hour. It became my friend. So it's fine, like it's not a big deal, but I did ride one. And then obviously there's the Sphinx that patrols the area, right? And this one time it had these eyes, they went like bright red, and I managed to like dive out the way right before the lasers hit me. So that's something to be on the lookout for. But what I do genuinely remember, Ion. And I'm just gonna start shouting for it. Was it sorry, Ion?
Ion, yeah.
Ion?
Ion.
Ion.
Can you all roll me kind of whatever you would like to roll me. So like I think Sebastian, you should probably roll greed. Like whatever is driving you to find the city.
I think Taylor just wants to like flick her hair and be like, "Oh, Ion."
Yeah,
and
okay,
try and roll
okay.
sexy to
Yeah.
bring Ion out.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I
That's
got a
6.
12.
I got a 15.
Okay. Taylor, you are like lost. You don't really know where you are. And
It's weird because I've been
you-
here so many times.
so many times. You spot a little sort of like splash of color in the desert. And as you sort of get a bit closer and
Oh my
look,
god. I did it! I found it! I found it! It's here! It's over there! Oh my god! Everyone! Miles! Sebastian! Let's go! And like tries to giddy up the camel.
you giddy up the camels and they reluctantly giddy. And as you all get closer, you see, so there's desert, there's sand dunes, there's wind, like it's kind of bleak. But as you get closer and closer, you do see what seems to be maybe walls, sort of the same color in the sand. But what could be the outer wall of some large location that's sort of somewhat blocking your view of what's beneath it. And just at the outside edge where you are headed, you see a stall with various drinks, bottles of water, cans of Coke.
What?
Taylor leaps off the camel
The guy.
and runs. Ion! And like runs to him. Hi! And like, gives him a big hug.
Taylor, you came back.
I came back! And I've been back so many times though.
You came back again.
Yeah.
And
These are my friends. These are my friends. So this is Sebastian hyphenated, and this is Miles. Miles Robbins. Oh, and that is Mona. Sorry, over just back there. She's the one on the phone.
And Mona like puts the sort of phone down slightly and is starting to like look up at like, Taylor said she was going to take us to a city, and this does look a little bit like it could be a city, and you can just like,
Welcome to the City of Doom, everyone.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm not. First off, super excited to be here. Second question. There is a concession stand.
Yeah, really good drinks, actually. And, you know, if you're a bit hungover, they pick you right back up, this lot.
Okay. So,
Ion's going to just pass you a Coke.
yeah, sorry. Who are you?
Hi.
A double gin and tonic, please.
Vodka shot, please.
Rummaging around various
I'll have
drinking
milk.
bottles. Takes back Coke. Okay, it's gonna be camel milk. It's gonna be
It's
exciting.
the grossest thing you could order in the desert, and it's a glass of milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ion is like getting you these drinks, and Ion's like, look, I don't know what Taylor and I obviously met, and Taylor was very merry and in a great mood, but I think
a great time.
maybe you've got the wrong idea about it's not
City
it's
of
not-
Doom.
it's not the city of it's not the city of Doom. This is
Ian, it's
not the City of
okay.
Doom.
It's okay. They're friends.
I tried to tell you at the time,
They're fine. They can come in.
Taylor, you can't come in.
I
No one
can.
can come in.
I've been before.
I told you. I gave you some Coke
What kind of Coke?
and Coca-Cola
Oh, yes. Yeah.
and helped you find your way back to
Yeah.
the nearest transport, which, did you know, is this direction, where you can get a very nice semi-regular bus service
Mhm.
back to the city. So
No,
there we go.
No, that's
Or
not.
you
No,
can-
I think. This is the City of Doom. You showed me the big hieroglyph, and you said this is the hieroglyph for the City of Doom. That's what you said.
Miles raises his hand.
Miles?
Just raising his hand.
Yes.
So when you wrote on your blog that you had been to the City of Doom, what you actually
I did go.
maybe
This
kind
is
of
it.
meant was
I am
you
joking.
went to a concession stand slash, I'm gonna call it like I see it, slash guard. Are you what's Taylor, can
He's
you
the
just be, like,
leader of the
honest?
City of Doom.
I'm
So
not
The leader of
I'm
the
He's,
not-
city
he
of
just
Doom.
not what I
has
am.
to like. No,
It's
okay.
cool. What? Okay. How would if you were to, be filling out your taxes, let's say, what would you put for your job?
It's a good question. I
description?
have never done that before.
Well, I was talking to
to Ian. Yeah, well, I know what my
Ian.
job is. I'm an explorer.
yeah.
And I sell drinks.
You sell drinks.
I
concession
provide
Merchant of the
drinks.
City of Doom.
for the city
outside
of Doom.
this not City of Doom. This
Would you say that this is in fact the City of Doom, or would you say that this is a bus stop?
I would say
I think
that
it's
this
more.
is a very boring location in the middle of the desert where people don't really want to come and see because it's really dull.
Right.
And
Then why
behind
are
these
you
walls,
here though?
Okay,
It
so you won't mind
seems-
if we just go through then, right?
Yeah, you just
I just want you
Okay,
to know
great. Lovely
how-
seeing you, Ian. Running.
Okay, Taylor is running.
Running after.
Miles and Sebastian.
Miles
Yep.
like puts some money on the little concession stand thing, and he's like,
Aw.
"Thank you. I'm sorry about
Taylor,
my."
Taylor
They're not
doesn't
really
care.
my friends, but
No,
and
it's
he's like still
cool.
talking as he awkwardly jogs backwards.
You seem nice. Maybe don't touch anything. Although it's definitely not the City of Doom, but maybe don't. Just be careful. Oh.
Taylor's unnecessarily vaulting a wall.
Nice.
Is there a gate? Is there an entry, or is it just solid
Yeah.
stone?
What do we see?
I'm gonna say yeah, you sort of run round and you see a sort of like deep entrance way, again, sort of walls, but the walls sort of get smaller and smaller as you come into this sort of like big open space.
Great. Taylor's gonna vault. Gonna like get some picks out and just climb up a wall with the pickaxe
nice.
for no reason,
Nice.
ignoring the obvious entranceway.
And
I think, Sebastian's gonna walk down. As he approaches the entrance, he removes a soaking wet hat from his bag, puts it on.
Ali remembered he had a
Then-
hat he wanted to wear.
that is what happened.
And he starts. And so, what this entryway is? Does it lead downwards? Did you say?
No, it's pretty flat, but it just sort of carries you. This is like a defensive thing, so that if you were coming in, you would still have people on the walls above you, even as you.
Taylor's running
kind
on the
of
top of
enter
the
it.
wall.
What
Taylor's
do I see? So I want to kind of like start walking along the side and look up and do that thing, when there's the shots of looking down from the battlements, that kind of thing. Maybe I hear in the distance, and do I see strange hieroglyphs on the walls that I could maybe start to try and trace and read?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. I should have. Yeah. Okay. You see, they're like near the entranceway. There are some particularly notable sort of big hieroglyphs there, and I'll say there's some on the inside as well, and there's some on the
I
outside.
quite like to. I want to get a sense. Basically, Sebastian is, for all his kind of schmoozery and general kind of like political games, still at heart is interested in all of this stuff. And I think seeing this, wants to get a sense of the kind of the smaller the stories all around this temple, like a real. So try and read the smaller hieroglyphs rather than kind of go straight to the massive ones, if you see what I mean.
Okay. As you all like enter the space, and the walls sort of like come down, and you can sort of see what you're looking at. This is not just a sort of single sort of temple or a single building. This is a huge expanse of so many different kind of buildings crumbling, some sort of few sort of desert plants just sort of like clinging on in the gaps, statues, the tops of which have been sort of like completely eroded away and knocked over. It is sort of covered in sand. It is all very like sandy colored and sort of like bare stone. But this is also clearly an ancient city.
I want to turn
told
to
you.
Miles. Yeah. How did you find this?
Miles is not going to answer. Like Miles is just staring like sort of at this like, vista that has appeared before him. And he's like looking at, he's got like his notebook, he's got like a pen, and he's just like, it's real, and he's just like sketching, like just immediately is like, I have to record as much of this as I possibly can. And also I just remembered it was modern day, so he has his phone out too, and he's like videoing, and he's like taking pictures and stuff. And he's just like, it's real, oh my god, it's real,
Mona's gone live on TikTok.
I was
so-
going to say Mona's also
Yeah.
videoing, but like in selfie mode, just like she is in the shot.
Found it, hashtag found it.
As
Hashtag
you're
apparently
doing,
it's real.
Sebastian sort of sees you writing all this down, taking pictures. Says, you know what this means, right? Means you did it. Credit where credit's due. This is nature, science, whatever you want. This is it. You've arrived, Miles. Now.
Yeah, I feel like it should feel like a bigger deal or something.
Oh, it's a big deal, Miles. It's a really big deal.
Just, Sebastian, do me a favor. Just don't touch anything. If the legends and Miles will look over at Taylor too, and
Up at
say,
Taylor.
yeah, up at Taylor.
Taylor's picking up a rock, going, "This is cool," just yeeting
it's,
it.
but if the legends are true, supposedly the people who killed King Doom, they supposedly booby trapped this place. They put all sorts of traps, all sorts of guards, all sorts of things to try and keep people from reaching the city and reaching the treasure. And so it could be anything. There's been a lot of stories over the years of different things that have people say can happen. So just
We're not
be
going to take
careful.
anything though.
No.
I wouldn't have brought you here if I thought,
No, but
you're like good museum people.
Yeah, well, but like collapsing floors, maybe don't push any buttons. That
Course,
kind of just
Miles,
basic.
course.
Taylor takes a
basic
hand off a panel
adventure
that she was about to
safety.
press on a wall. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
You
That's all-
don't
that's
need
all,
to
just-
worry. You don't. I understand how the game is played. I'm simply here to learn. You should be happy. You should relax a little bit. Go on, enjoy yourself. And then, so while I hope that has the effect of sending Miles sort of to go off and just start studying all this stuff. And while Miles is totally into it, I think if you'll allow, Sebastian will just check left and right and then remove a piece of paper, like a kind of, when you what do you call that? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Rubbing, etching.
Yeah, rubbing.
Yeah, rubbings.
etching, yeah.
So first he removes a piece of paper where he's clearly copied something, and it looks like a page from Miles's book, or maybe he's ripped it out. That's better.
Oh
He's
no!
ripped it out.
You've gone
So
too far now.
it's a page from Miles's book, right? And then he's going to start examining the walls for these hieroglyphics, and you can see he's trying to match something up. He's searching for something, and if you'll allow, at some stage he will find that.
Okay, what I will say is, Miles, you have some time here. Are you looking for anything in particular?
I think Miles is using his encyclopedic knowledge of hieroglyphs and the City of Doom lore. He is looking for the tomb of the lover. That's what he's looking for. He's trying to figure out if he can find that person.
Okay, nice. Okay, Miles, roll me a nerdery.
I would be delighted. That's a 7, but like a
Love
good
a
A
7.
good
It's a
7. There's lots of good
sexy
7s. We've had
seven.
sexy 7s. This sexy 7 archaeologists. That's what we're calling it.
Miles, you are looking around, but you're kind of overwhelmed by the amount of like things here that needs to be catalogued and described and
Oh, yeah.
mapped down and studied, and like it's huge. I'm gonna say that like it's been like night is falling and it's getting dark, and you're clearly gonna have to sleep here, and you are still kind of going around like looking.
Taylor's probably
like,
setting up a fire and a camp and stuff.
Taylor's yeah, it was a little camp.
If I may, as my because you know how movies happen, so as Miles is sort of like doing his thing, he's sketching furiously, like as the light dims, and he's got like his cell phone like flashlight, and he's doing whatever, but at some point Miles trips over like a rock, and the cell phone skitters across the sand, across the rocks, and it falls into like a little crevice, and there's a clattering noise, but like looking down into like the hole where the cell phone fell, he can see the flashlight about 20-30 feet below, in a cavern, and just from like the very sliver of light that this tiny little cell phone flashlight is giving off, he can see that there's something down there. And so Miles will come over to where like the other two are putting together this sort of campfire and be like, guys, I dropped my phone, but it's in a hole, but the hole is, I think maybe I found something.
Oh, well, we can get your phone back.
Well, it's not really so much about the phone as I may have made one of the most important archaeological discoveries of the century.
Right.
But I have a warranty, so it's
found
fine.
it?
But I don't know. I'm kind of. I feel like maybe we should go in together.
Dear God, show us. Come on, take us there.
Sounds very exciting.
You rush over. Mona is live streaming it.
Taylor's posing like for the camera and just
At some stage, can Mona have had to do her Be Real, like, or whatever that app is called?
Yeah, I still don't know what that is.
Like-
What is that?
at some point in
Mona
the
would
day
know.
you get a little
Yeah.
notification and you have to
Yeah.
take a picture within like 5 minutes or something of like
Okay.
one from the front camera and one from the back
Yeah.
camera, so one would be her and the other would be the city
Oh.
around it.
That's so cute. I love it. That's super cute. Yeah, that as well.
Definitely cute.
Sure. How are you? Right, you know that there is a gap. You know that there is a way. Could be a way. Is there a way? There's a thing. You need to find a way.
Yeah.
How are you tackling this?
Oh, just like the movies is what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
I
We've
think
got
like there's
rope,
like
surely.
Taylor's
the
definitely
little-
got rope. Like,
you know, the little like crack or
puff of it.
whatever.
full
and then,
D&D
you know, like
star
Miles
pack.
starts feeling around the stones, like looking for a crack, and there's like a breeze that comes out of like, you know, like, oh, there's a breeze or whatever.
Oh, does it
And then he,
blow
like-
out something?
Yeah. And then, you know, and then like he like pushes the button and like the stone goes
Yeah.
like just like
Yes.
you know, but it's like old, so it's like stuck, so they have to like kind of push it back.
Sebastian
you know?
gasps.
Taylor just
love
goes, wow.
Can I get a nerdery from Miles and a badassery from Taylor, and one of those two from Sebastian?
Now that
That's
time I
16.
rolled the 7, so it's an 11.
16.
And another 16 from Sebastian as well. Nice. You trace around. You drop some grains of sand, and they just like blow out slightly. You move some moss, and there's an engraving beneath, and the particular hieroglyphs that you can read.
This
to
boss.
you.
How has it survived in this
It's like
desert?
really dry.
This is a
and
story for another
moss.
time.
That is a whole.
It's really
Get
big.
the biologists in here, quick! Forget the archaeologists. A biologist called Sharmony appears.
And doesn't know about moss. Like it, I don't. You push
Even worse.
a single panel, a single sort of stone, and it shifts. Like Taylor, meanwhile, has been like trying to like get in various places, and as you push this, and Taylor's just like pushing, suddenly it starts moving, and Taylor, it's like you're doing it,
Doing the
doing
leaning.
you're doing it. And a doorway appears leading steeply downwards.
As we go, assuming that we go in, right? I think Sebastian. Well, I'll wait to see if we go in. Are we going down? I mean, Sebastian's like, we have to go in, surely. I will light another torch. Oh God, we're already down the hole.
Taylor pulls out a battery operated torch and goes, yeah, we'll be fine.
Excellent. So as the other two sort of start to make their way down, after you've done whatever you need to do, I think Sebastian will take out the piece of paper again and start looking at the hieroglyphs on the walls, right? And in the flickering light of the torch, what you'll see is that there are hieroglyphs there and hieroglyphs there, and a hieroglyph that is clearly in the shape of, a lover, right? It has something to do with that. I assume if that's not too bold.
Don't know how hieroglyphs work, but yeah, sure.
So what you'll see then is that he takes out the piece of paper, right, with the copied notes on it, and you see that on it has a set of hieroglyphs of its own that begin with the lover. He matches it up, and in the flickering of the candlelight, you see that the hieroglyphs lead on, and from the lover they move on, and then there's the hieroglyph for wealth, and then the hieroglyph of a crown for the king. And then Sebastian nods slightly to himself, folds up the paper.
As you were looking, there's just this sudden like gust of wind, and the fire that you left at the campsite just like flickers slightly. And I'm going to say, given that you're going in last, as you put the little piece of paper away and make your way down, as you give sort of one last glance back, you see a figure in the city, just sort of silhouetted against the darkening sky, high up somewhere, sort of a little distance away.
I
look again. Are they still there?
No way. Yeah. Oh my God.
So mysterious.
It's so good. It's so good. This is a movie.
So good.
Okay.
The wind, and it's just gone.
Yeah. Yeah, the sand.
Yeah.
It's that blink, and you're like, what?
You are making your way down the close stone tunnels, and this is clearly no longer just the city where people would have lived their poor tyrantized life. This is I'm sure there's a better word than that, but I can't think of it. This is ceremonial. This is part of, again, where people were buried and mummified, and their sort of souls sent on to the afterlife, and their bodies prepared in just the right kind of a way, and various religious sort of ceremonies, and it is much sort of cleaner down here. There's no sand, and things are sort of better preserved because they haven't been exposed to the elements. As you're going along, Sebastian, again at the back, there are various carvings and shapes, and some of them are hieroglyphs. I feel like I did not look up how hieroglyphs worked. I thought I was definitely under the impression that it was more of a combination. It's not like there's a glyph for each thing. It's more like an alphabet.
Yeah, it's not so much. I don't think it's necessarily an alphabet, but it's
half and half, right?
It's syntax, like kind of thing.
It's like a combo. So it's like there's like symbols that mean certain things, but then in combination. But you can also go in like any direction to sort of like
create things that haven't got.
Badass. That is badass.
Can we also say that at some point? Sorry, I meant to say this earlier. That Taylor's given Miles like a knife or something, just in case they need anything to like look after themselves.
What do you say to that, Miles?
Miles is like, and he's just holding it very awkwardly.
You might need it in case you need to open a rock or something.
Oh, no, thanks.
Or stab a scarab beetle.
I'm not gonna scat. Why would I do that?
'Cause they're as big as cars, Miles.
You keep saying that, and that is.
I
I
rode
feel like
one.
there would be some science. Like I feel I'm not saying that didn't happen.
You know
but
how
I'm
elephants
saying
are
that
really
would-
big?
Yeah.
They're like that.
But I'm just saying, if a car-sized scarab beetle would literally change biology as we know it, like that would be a huge discovery.
Right, so I should tell someone.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's weird that you left that part off your blog.
Well, you know.
Is he still talking about the scarab beetles? How big are they now? Is it a Ford
No,
Fiat
they're
or is
still-
it up to
still
an
cars.
estate? What?
Yeah, is it like a
like a beetle, like a
Oh,
Volkswagen
I
beetle.
see what you did
If-
there. That's pretty good.
Can I have
Somehow
a bit of
Taylor
if there's
has
a bit of
bottle vodka
foreshadowing?
and takes a swig of vodka.
If we're doing weapon foreshadowing, can I'm sorry to redo.
Yeah.
Can I go back to almost the very start when Sebastian's packing his bag and you just see him slip a pearl-handled revolver into the bag?
Oh, of course it's pearl handled. Of course it is.
It's got a little tag
Alright,
on it
good.
that says previously owned by Chekhov.
Sebastian,
Oh.
as they're having this conversation about like Volkswagen-sized scarab beetles, you see like various carvings on the wall, and one of them is like a little scarab beetle, carved into the wall. But then, as you kind
This
of
seems quite small.
as
say.
you double take on it, you realize it looks like, rather than being carved out of the stone, it looks like there's a glint of metal that's sort of been tarnished over, and it is actually something that's just everyone's shaking their head at me.
We're just ripping this straight from the movie, aren't we?
Yeah,
Sean?
do it.
Yeah, we are.
Don't do it. I know what
Do it.
happens.
I know
Don't
what
do
happens.
it.
I know what happens.
Embedded.
I've forgotten this bit. I don't know what
in the
happens. I don't know
wall.
what to do.
Yes, Ali doesn't know what happens. The other two have kind of moved on, but you just kind of catch like a glint
Oh.
where this looks
I
like
rub the
Rub.
surface.
Rob that beetle.
it's it's shiny. It's not gold, but it is some sort of like beautiful metal.
Oh, is this potentially? Well, is it? It is a thing. Is it a thing that could be removed from a sconce or an alcove or something?
It's semi-embedded, but you could probably like pry it out.
Okay, I take out my prying knife and I
as
pry.
you do that, Miles grabs your wrist. Like Miles
Yes!
notices
Yes,
this
you
and he
do!
stops you
Yes,
right
you
in
do!
time. And he's like, "Hey, don't touch anything, man."
Okay,
He-
not even like yeah, like. Yeah, there's a moment. There's a real moment.
There's a moment.
Bastian slowly lowers his hand with his
I sort of lower the prying knife.
with his
put it back
prying
with
knife.
my other tools.
Prying knife back again.
Taylor just quietly has her hand on the what is it? The butt of the pistol? What is it? The
Or-
butt?
I think
But-
so.
But
The butt. The butt.
but
Welcome to
Uh,
Britain. We don't know what guns do.
It's
Bang bang.
bang bang. That's why.
The bang bang bit.
Also, it
No,
does
the other
feel.
bit.
Not the bang bang bit.
Yeah, no, yeah.
The
no,
holdy
we'll say
bit.
the butt. That
Yeah.
sounds right. The hand. I think it's called the handle. I should know this.
The butt
It's
of a
fine.
shotgun? That's a thing,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
I don't
That's
think
fine.
guns have a handle, do they?
I don't.
I
I,
don't
know.
know.
What do you
they
call
have
it
like
though?
the.
There must be a bit where you put your
stock?
hand around because you have the
I don't
trigger.
know.
Stock.
You have the
This is
barrel.
stock.
Stock. That was it.
Stock? Is that what
I've
it
heard
is?
that
Because
before.
there's lock, stock,
We'll
and
Google it
barrel.
later,
It's
okay?
fine. It's fine.
We'll Google
Anyway,
guns later.
Hand
But
grip.
my-
Hand grip. The bang.
We can't
the
Google
not
guns
bang-
in the UK because
the
we'll be
not bang
found. So
bang
you'll
part,
have to do it,
that's-
Katie.
Sure,
You'll
I'll
have
do
to tell
it.
us,
I got
yeah.
you guys. But I do want to just establish that Miles is walking like a crazy person. Like Miles is like just like one step and then just like every possible cobblestone he's like testing a little bit, and then he keeps jumping out of the way. Like he's just convinced that stuff is going to start like shooting out of the walls, and so he's like tucking and rolling, but like not well, so he just keeps like flinging himself onto the ground. And it's just
Hey,
really
Taylor kind
embarrassing.
of grabs Miles by the shoulders and goes, "Do you want me to go first?"
Yeah, actually, that'd be great. Thank you.
Great.
Can you both roll badassery for me?
That's a
Alright.
natural one. That's...
That was a 17 from Miles. Unexpected.
So Miles is there, like being actually quite confident, right?
I just wanted to play a cool character who could do cool shit. That's all I wanted to do. And Dice hate me. I just wanted to be Brendan Fraser.
They hate you. Look, you're super strong.
Yeah.
And you're badassing super hard.
Yeah.
But you don't have the nerdery skills of knowing where to badass.
I'm badassing in the wrong places.
And also, like, you look cool. Like, Taylor
Yeah.
looks cool. Miles doesn't
looks
look
great.
cool. Miles looks uncomfortable and sad. Like, just, oh, buddy. Is that what we're... Okay.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, bud. Oh, bud.
However, because Taylor doesn't know the correct way to badass, it's more for show, right?
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
But it's not actually achieving the aim of not pressing the secret
What
panels.
she thinks back to, she saw Miles doing the little like testing and jumping thing, and she doesn't quite correlate that with needing to test anything. So she just starts, and you sort of get a little flashback to Taylor as a kid going to gymnastics classes and doing like a little floor routine, and she just starts doing flips and like not really caring where she lands, but just kind of being like, oh, if I do cool flips, I'll be fine. This I understand.
At which
So
point
good.
you feel one of the sort of panels shift again, a piece of stone that just sort of grinds down as you hit it, and a few things happen simultaneously. One is that back up from where you've just come from, you're not sort of super deep in yet, there is a sort of big grinding and rumbling, and you see the sort of like slight glimmer of light that was following you down the corridor sort of like disappear. And as the grumbling sound stops,
You did this.
what did I do?
No, carry on.
No, I'm not doing that.
Oh,
one.
I thought you were okay.
No. Wrong film. As the sound of that sort of falls into silence, you very faintly start to hear another sound that I think Ali Jennings might describe as sort of chittering.
I've never been on the receiving end of chittering. It's bad.
No, I don't like it.
Ali has
thank you.
famously incredible chittering noises. Go on, Ali. Go on.
I can't do it on command. It's only when I feel...
That's
Zoom
weeks
is
of
going to filter it out
preparation.
anyway.
Really,
Whatever you
yeah.
just did, Emily, Zoom definitely filtered
Oh,
out.
did it? I don't know if it did
Yeah.
for Zoom. It might not have done for...
Yeah.
on...
Oh, maybe. But yeah,
I can hear it
faintly
in my brain.
and growing
We
louder.
can all hear it,
just
right?
like
Does it sound like
do it.
one thing, or does it sound like a group of entities?
Oh, does it sound like one car-sized thing?
Yeah, does it sound like the size of a car, or like small ducks? I
It
don't
does
know.
not sound like a car-sized beetle. I'm gonna put
Okay.
that out there.
Weird, because definitely saw them. So
Yeah, that's on that.
Small ducks or large ducklings? It's one or the other.
It sounds like maybe a large number of very, very small ducks. But insecty.
Is there?
Do you
is
hear
there,
what
like-
I hear? Is what I say.
do you hear what I hear? Sorry.
Is there like an immediate sort of like away from the noise?
You're in a
egress?
corridor, and it's very
Okay.
much like it's coming from the way that you've.
Okay.
Oh God!
I think-
Just run.
I
Yeah,
think there's that moment
run.
where we all turn, look, the camera zooms
Yeah.
in, and then we go, and then run.
Maybe maybe I look down and I see a little shape go
Yeah.
past my feet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Then I look
Yeah,
behind
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Can I
yeah.
describe the shot? So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
shot is over the beetle, and it just looks down at the
Yeah.
beetle, and it follows the beetle, and it follows the feet, and then as it gets to the feet, it pans up to Sebastian's face, and he sees it, and then it's and then everyone runs. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
run.
And you are running through this corridor. There is a sort of tidal wave of insects whooshing down the corridor behind you. I'm going to say you reach a fork in the tunnel. There are some markings on the wall, and I'm going to say Sebastian and I'm going to say you recognize your lava hieroglyphs on one side, and some other things on the other side. Don't necessarily have to have time to go. Taylor, you are going first. Left or right?
I'm gonna roll. Left.
Left. Okay. She has gone down the way that is going to the tomb where you wanted.
Dope.
Yeah.
As we're sort of like fleeing, Miles will kind of, as they're like jogging away, Miles be like, flask, Sebastian, flask, give me your flask, flask.
So, okay, I'd sort of take my heart, juggle it a bit, hand it over.
And I take, and as like, yeah, and it's very like action movie. Like, there's no way anybody can do this while they're actually running.
Taylor is shooting at the tiny beetles.
Yeah,
like, just like bang, doing nothing.
And basically Miles is gonna take like a piece of paper out of his backpack and like as he's running and light the booze on fire and throw it into the
that kind of flask. That was the water one. Wait, I'll give you the other one.
Taylor swigs from her vodka flask and puts it back in her pocket.
I assume that everyone is just packing like lots of booze for some reason.
I looked up Egyptian booze, and apparently they do like a really good vodka. So that's what.
And beer.
And beer. Yeah,
beer gonna beer.
Miles,
as I say that, I'll say, of course, that's a joke. None of us have carried water with us, and then Dr. Steve.
Why would we bring
and we
water
all
to
laugh.
the jet?
Miles, roll me nerdery for this amazing plan. Tyler, roll me badassery for the running and jumping.
Tyler?
Are you still running?
But I'm
general...
Taylor.
Taylor, I knew that. Taylor O'Swift.
Well,
so while this is
rolled a 1, but it
looked.
It was a cool.
I rolled a
really
14,
cool.
So maybe as he threw the flask, I caught it with a bullet, and that did the flame.
And it like explodes?
Yeah.
Okay, that is quite cool. Damn, yeah.
That's really good.
Okay. You sort of like nothing is happening. You've sort of flung these things. None of them are on fire. Bullet, like straight through the middle of it, like a little spark.
Oh no, my headphones fell out.
The fire into the middle of the beetles that are following you. They're swarming around the side, but like a good chunk of them have been like burnt and like backlogged, and more of them are like they're coming up the walls now. Sebastian.
Sorry, so the two options that we've got, is everybody's going left?
Yeah.
What did I notice anything about the hieroglyphs, or is everything pointing left?
The lava symbol is towards the left.
Do I see any the other symbols that I'm interested in, like the symbols for the horde and the king?
Yes, you do, and they're the other way.
Okay, all right. So as the thing goes off, I'm gonna trip and fall, and then wait until they go, and then start going the other direction.
Okay, amazing. Miles, do you want them to notice that you're not following them? As in, is it obvious that you're not following them?
Ideally, I'd like it just to happen, and I just go the other way.
I'm just like this to happen. Okay, you know what? It happens.
Taylor definitely doesn't notice.
There is beetles. I'm going to say it's a little while, like it's just slightly too late later. By the time Miles, you probably would notice. I imagine being just a nice person.
Yeah, Miles is doing like a really.
Sorry, no offense, Taylor.
No, like Miles is doing like a really like awkward run to like the left, and like they get like sort of like away from the beetles, or and he does that thing where he's like and then he like shakes out his like pants, and like there's like one beetle just like falls out, and like that's really dorky. He like steps on it. Yeah. Oh man, that was crazy.
Sebastian, as you're running, there's still beetles following you, and you get to basically like there's like a chasm where like if
of course there's a chasm.
Jump across, then the beetles can't follow you because they're just going along the floor.
Excellent. I jump. I'm pretty out of shape, so like I really sort of throw myself at it.
roll me badassery.
Oh no! That's how the adventure was ended.
Let's do it.
11.
Okay, you managed to leap But as you sort of throw yourself across and against the wall that's just there, the wall just immediately like shifts and spins, and you just disappear. Like it's just the shot from the outside. If you go into the wall turns, and the wall's still there, and you're not anymore.
Yes, oh, no. So good.
And we will come back to that. Mars and Taylor.
Hey.
You have lost the last of the beetles, and you find yourself in a room with a large sarcophagus in the center. Clearly a very like important place with sort of like pedestals around with various I'm gonna say that you see it's not like a treasure trove in here, but there are artifacts on these pedestals. There are like canopic jars, there are sculptures, all sort of surrounding this big central sarcophagus.
Wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, you haven't been here before, right?
No, I never made it underground. So
cool. Yeah.
To be perfectly honest with you, Miles, I never really made it in. I just this one time I was drunk, and I was just sort of wandering in the desert, really, and ran into to Ion, and he gave me a drink because like a water to sort of sober me up, and I saw this big hieroglyph, and I kind of vaguely remembered it. Got back, looked it up, and apparently that was the City of Doom. And then I kind of didn't believe, I wasn't sure I had been, but then I don't know, I tweeted it and it got a lot of traction, and so I kind of, I just sort of lent into it a bit. There weren't any scarab carb beetles. They weren't. Then I made it up. I was drunk. I just had a drink of water. That's all I did.
Miles pauses thoughtfully for like maybe a beat too long, and he kind of nods.
But I wanted to. So I don't know. I wanted to protect it.
You wanted to.
People kept wanting. They came to me. You see, people would come to me because they wanted to find it, and they weren't always very nice. So I wouldn't take them. I'd take them in the wrong direction. But I trusted you. I believed you that you wanted to bring something back that belongs here. And I thought maybe you seemed to know what you were talking about. So maybe I could actually do something good for a change.
So all those stories that you posted on Archive of Our Own, those are all made up? None of them happened?
Pretty much. But you see, I wanted people to go the wrong way. I didn't.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Miles kind of pauses again.
We're here now. So
well, I mean, you did the most important thing. I mean, you remembered the symbol, and you got us here, and like I get it. The internet's hard, you gotta do what you gotta do for those likes,
it's like an addiction.
I know,
20,000 people every day, Miles. I can't. How do I tell them I lied?
Well, I'll tell you what, Taylor, when you get back, you won't have to lie anymore. You can tell them what happened here.
Yeah.
And I bet
maybe we could make a YouTube channel. And she gets out her phone.
We should start a podcast, is what we should.
That's brilliant.
Hi guys, welcome
Hi
back to my
guys, it's me,
channel.
Taylor. I'm here with Miles, and today we're in the City of Doom. I don't know why I'm American now, but hi.
It's really good.
It's just thank you.
And then Miles is like, "Call by me," and then it's just that was my
Their
British.
accent
That
switched
was really
for the
good.
whole.
It was great.
Yes.
Zoom
wow.
tried to blank you out. It was like, this isn't
We're
what
not
she's
doing
doing
it.
isn't speech.
But yeah, and so Miles is like, well, that's the most important thing, like I get it. I've never gone on adventures before. I've never been to the desert. I've never ridden a camel before today.
You're way more qualified for this than I ever was. I can just do a backflip, and then she just sadly does a backflip.
That's a very sad backflip.
Thanks. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Taylor. Let's just make a deal, okay? Like let's just get each other, keep each other safe, get each other out of here, and when we get back, we're gonna make the dopest podcast the world has ever seen.
We can call it "We've Found the Lost Ring and Put It Back of the King of Doom."
That's a great first draft.
Yeah.
We'll see how that
Cool.
goes.
Wait, you can do
anyway,
more than one draft?
I
should do that for my blog, maybe.
Yeah, you can just like edit. You can change,
Change.
You can edit. Just a spell
Oh.
check. I was gonna
How do you
suggest.
do-
I didn't know if you.
What's that?
Yeah, so it's like F3. It'll
I
tell
don't-
you if you.
F, so you type F3.
During
See,
this
there's a difference
conversation
there.
about spell checks. We
So-
will fade out on that and you just hear it retreat into the distance.
So silly.
So silly.
And Sebastian, you find yourself in what is in fact a room very similar to the one I previously described. Not that you would know that. The mirror, as it were, of the room that they just found themselves in. Here there is more wealth and gold and treasure, just sort of piles.
Oh, there are piles of it, yeah.
Piles of gold for some reason. They thought, what should we do with this gold? Put it in a pile. Yeah, so I'd like a nice pile in the corner. It would be very artistic.
Is there perhaps... Oh, go on.
There is a sarcophagus, a big sarcophagus in the center of the room, and on top of the sarcophagus, there is a golden ring, again, a crown of drips coming up from it, sat in a sort of little indentation in the top of the sarcophagus.
I am going to look around. I hear, those like little sort of jingly, wind chimey sort of noises that sparkling gold makes. I hear that.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's what it
And I
sounded
look.
like.
And then I see the ring, and I approach, and I think, like, I walk past, like, so if the camera's following my legs as I walk along the side of the tomb, symbols referencing horrific evil and doom and stuff, right? But I'm not reading it. I'm just walking straight past, and there's a low. You can't hear that. Hang on a second.
Very nice.
So, and I approach the ring, and you hear me say, and as I approach it, I put my hands out, and I assume that it's lit. It's not complete blackness.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the light. What? Who had a torch? You did. You just didn't have a torch. That's the situation. Oh, I should have also mentioned, by the way, that Mona's still at the campfire.
Mona.
Eating stuff.
Mona the
Didn't
vampire.
Leave her to die with the beast rules. By the way, she's fine.
Right, I'm
She's-
glad actually.
Good.
is good,
She's
yeah.
Texting her
recording.
boss, like, I don't know
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
They
Hey,
have
hey.
actually found it though.
Yeah. Seems like pretty important. We should get a team in here, do some excavations. Like, this is the
ASAP.
whole thing. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, but
So-
is there any light? Do you know what? It's a magical. There's mystery light. Oh no, there's light because although it was night outside, there's a system of mirrors.
Yeah.
I don't remember
It's
this from
gotta
the
be, it's
film.
Yeah, and they do
Yeah.
the
System of mirrors. And you like slightly touch one mirror and it's dawn outside and the sunlight comes through a hole and like bounces off all the mirrors and fills the cave, and then you've got all the glinting and the
And then I got the glinting.
gold. Yeah.
Okay, I lean over the ring, and some quirk of the mirrors manages to uplight my face.
Yes.
And
yes, it does. Yes, it does.
as I lean over to take the ring, you just hear me mutter under my breath, "You belong in a museum." And then I take the ring.
Amazing.
Boo! Boo!
Oh.
Boo's for
Don't
Ali
boo me.
Jennings. Boo! Not for the character, for Ali. Woo! Boo!
Not the character. It's Ali.
Also the character.
You touch this gold ring and its indentation, and it just needs the slightest of twists, and it comes free. And as you lift it up, there is this whoosh, this noise like a sort of a whistling and a rushing that could just be the wind or could not be. And sarcophagus in front of you suddenly starts to sort of grind, stone against stone, slowly the top starts to move, and then suddenly bang, against the entire top of this stone, against the side of the wall, falls down into two pieces, a sort of bang that just thudders and sort of reverberates through the halls. Taylor and Miles, you're in this other room, and you suddenly hear this enormous bang, and Sebastian, you see a figure start to rise up from inside this sarcophagus.
I am, sitting on the wall, pressed back, sort of kicked myself back all the way as far as I can go. Yeah. What does it look like? Is it shadowy and dark? Have the mirrors been knocked out of shape? Is there no more light in the room?
No, there's lots of light, and it's juicy. It's a juicy mummy. It is, you see like mummified remains before, and you've always been like, as an archaeologist, very like respectful and very like academic, like gotta, examine this sort of ancient custom of mummification. But now it is in front of you, with bandages and a lot more gruesome than either the dry museum specimens or the comedy Halloween mummies with their little bandages. It's not fun. Rising up and coming towards you, Mars and Taylor, what are you guys doing?
What?
You're just there. You're just
okay.
You're just in peril. You're being in peril for a while. Thanks.
Sorry, you go ahead.
No, go, because she'll look to you.
So I think so. I mean, obviously, we don't know what Sebastian is doing, but so at this point, we've noticed Sebastian is missing.
Yeah.
And so I think Miles is like, I'm gonna say Miles got his phone back, like he found it when we went down.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so Miles is sort of like walking around the sarcophagus, and he's like filming it very like meticulously. And can I roll a nerdery check to see if I can like translate and I took my super cool +2 on translation. So can I roll for that and just see how, like, what's on the tomb? Who is this? Is this Doom? Is this his partner?
Super +2 we would get.
About that too.
What's mine going to be? I'm going to come up with it now. Carry on.
Only Katie gets it. Katie remembers the rules.
Writing.
Scarab writing.
Amazing,
it's probably
amazing. Yeah. Roll away.
So I got I rolled 16 +4 +2, so 22.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and is there anything particular that you're trying to figure out here?
I am trying to figure out, is this the tomb of Doom? Is this Doom's tomb?
Doom.
The tomb. Is this his partner? Like, whose is this?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing in this room, basically?
Yeah. I'm gonna say, with that ridiculously high roll, you know, and you can read that this is the tomb of the partner, the sort of most beloved, most precious obsession after gold of this ancient King Doom, and you can probably deduce from the layout that there were probably, they weren't sort of buried together, but that there was probably a sort of like symmetrical setup with one of them on one side, one of them on the other.
Okay.
And I'll also say with that role that you see there a promise sort of inscribed by the king to bring back their loved one,
right.
that they promised to return them to life.
Can I permission to just make some stuff up?
Yeah.
Okay. So as Miles is like looking, he's gonna relay all of this to Taylor.
I think Taylor's run to Sebastian potentially.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. So Miles is just like by himself being like do like just not paying attention. But so basically, so if that is the case, then Miles will kind of be like reading through the hieroglyphics, and I'll be like, you have to put the two back, reunify the two. We have to connect them. And like,
I think Sebastian's dying. Bang, bang, bang.
And like hearing all of this commotion, Miles is gonna go booking it down the hallway because now he thinks he knows how to lift the curse.
Okay. What I'm going to say is that Taylor is left immediately, and that's going to take you a little while longer. Sebastian, there is Mummy. It rises up from its sarcophagus and turns to look at you, still, I imagine, holding this gold ring. What would you like to do?
I'm holding the gold ring, or it's holding the gold ring?
You are. You managed to. You picked it up.
I am go. Oh God, does it look angry?
Can't really tell. Facial expressions of a mummy.
Is it coming towards me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna push myself back. I'll say, no need to take an offense. Just coming here, just simple here, just a scouter. You know how you get an estate agent in, just to sort of check the value of the property. That's it. That's all I'm here to do. I'm actually working for you. I'm part of this. It's free. It's completely free. And as I do that, I'm just trying to locate where the door is that I came through.
As
do I feel
scrambling, the mummy is getting closer and closer and is right in front of you, and the mummy just like puts its hand up against your cheek. It's moist.
It's so juicy.
It's juicy mummy.
That's a line from the film in case anyone hasn't watched it recently.
Sorry,
the juicy mummy. It's
juicy.
A moist mummy.
Puts his hand on your cheek and just sort of mutters something through like degenerated vocal cords that you can't quite understand. And at this point, Taylor, you come leaping into the
slide in.
Presumably you've thrown yourself at the same wall as I have, so you've just like
bam. I just go, hey mummy. I just shoot it in the head.
Okay, amazing.
Sorry. Apologies.
Blast the mummy in the side of the head as it's there with Sebastian, and it goes flying sideways. What are you doing?
Sebastian, run! And I'm booking it out the other way.
Okay, I'm just as I go. I just want to grab some stuff, just as many coins as I can.
Let's lean into it. Yeah. In fact, roll for how much? Roll greed for how much you earn.
Yes. This is what my greed stat was for.
I haven't
Oh, 12.
12. You managed to grab some coins. You managed to grab some like funky bracelets that are happening, but they look like gold with gems in. And you're like stuffing them into your bag while Taylor's like dragging you away. You don't see what happened to the mummy. But meanwhile, Miles, you are like, you're working all this out. You're like, oh my God, I've got it. I know, I understand everything. And as you kind of move up to like move towards them, you see a figure in the doorway, and for a moment you think like, oh, they came back already. And then your phone light is cast across it, and it is another mummy, less juicy, standing on one side, and then from behind you, from like out of the darkness, another mummy steps out. From you can't even tell where. What would you like to do?
First, Miles is gonna fall down instantly, just like whoa. And then his glasses are gonna fall off, and they're gonna break because they legally have to if you wear glasses in a mummy movie.
Yeah.
So he's gonna
Full on
like
Velma.
trip. Yeah, just oh no, I can't find my glasses.
My glasses.
And I cinematically I will describe sort of as Miles. You see like the glasses sort of tumble into the dirt. Miles like elbow smash the lens, and then sort of like hand scrabbling, and he grabs them and he puts it on, and sort of like the camera like sort of like lifts up as Miles like looks up as this mummy is just like, you know, standing over him. And in a sudden flash of calm and brilliance, Miles will say in ancient Egyptian,
Oh,
I mean you no harm.
oh, I love it. Roll nerdery for me.
I love him.
Oh, that's a wait. That's a 9.
The mummies, there is a sort of pause, and you get the feeling that maybe these mummies speak ancient Egyptian, but that they're not really worried about harm done to themselves so much.
Sure.
Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it. We're still advancing.
So Miles is gonna like be crawling backwards, like oh no, and he's gonna this is a fucking gamble, but it's cool. He's gonna reach into his pocket. He's gonna hold up the ring.
Ooh.
And he's gonna say, I found it. It's still an ancient Egyptian. I found it. I'm here to bring it back. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to return it. Just as Egyptian-y as he can.
Oh, I really, roll nerdery for me. I kind of want you to roll sexiness because it's a very beautiful,
right?
Beautiful
Very
moment. But
sexy
I
moment.
don't want to like penalize your stats. So.
That's a 14.
14. Okay. The mummies stop. They don't do anything else. They just kind of stop approaching.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna have Taylor and Sebastian. Yeah, I'm gonna have you appear at this point.
Miles?
Don't.
Miles?
Nobody move.
Mummies.
No, it's cool. Nobody do anything. Everybody be cool. I realize it sounds like I'm sticking everybody up, but no, we're good. We're good. And Miles is still holding the ring. Be like, where were you? Where were you guys? Where were you at?
Sebastian goes, wait a second. That's what this was all about? That's not yours, Miles. You can't take that. Come on now, give it back.
What are you talking, Sebastian?
What's going on?
That belongs to the Bloomsbury Museum, and you know that.
That's what you're worried about right now. They're mummies. There's mummies, Sebastian. I'm not really worried about. They're moving. They're alive.
What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? It's just an old bit of metal.
There's a second one. There's a second one somewhere in this tomb. Look at the sarcophagus, and Miles will point over the sarcophagus where conveniently, Sebastian, there's an inscription that tells the story of the two lovers and how they made these two rings, and to lift the curse, the rings need to be unified as though unto the hearts of the lovers that were separated asunder. And so if you can lock the prongs of the crown back together, the curse will be lifted, and they can rest happily and in peace. We need to find the second ring, Sebastian. It's right there in I would say black and white, but like more sandy stone.
Did Taylor see Sebastian with the ring?
No, Sebastian put it in his pocket.
Okay.
But I've become a prisoner of my own foreshadowing. So I now have to take out the pearl-handled revolver
You must.
and
You must.
Who are you pointing at?
and obviously take out the ring at the same time.
Oh,
I'm pointing it at both of you. Don't anybody move. Don't anybody move.
The
You can stay
mummies,
here and
like-
play with it.
Mummies are
Walking
like, what's
backwards.
happening?
The mummies are
Walking
like, shall we in
backwards.
the way?
And then he points the gun at the ring.
The minute you point it at the ring, I'll point my revolver at you.
oh
Mine's a
no.
I'll
pistol.
do it.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
do it. And what happens to the mummies when I point the gun at the ring?
Would anyone else like to do anything in this moment?
I mean, I have a knife.
I mean, Taylor will go, Miles, I gave you something.
Oh my god, this is so stupid. Okay. Can I?
And I'll like slowly walk towards Sebastian with the gun.
I'm walking backwards, obviously, with the gun on the ring.
Can Miles take the knife and like, whip it at the ring and try and like catch the knife through the ring and like pin it to the wall?
I mean, you're gonna have to
Come
roll
on.
me badassery.
This is this. I mean, it's
Taylor, how
obviously
come I
going
give
only
my
one way,
+2
isn't
to
it?
this roll because I gave Miles the knife? Can I give my +2 to this
Oh,
roll?
yes, you can.
Great,
I
okay.
love it.
Okay.
Yeah, you got the Taylor power. That's so sweet.
The one I didn't give my own character. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's if I'm rolling just badassery, that is 10 plus 2, so 12.
Ooh, okay. Oh,
Your hand's going, mate. Yes.
Yeah.
with a 12, I'm gonna say the knife spins perfectly balanced. Very good. Taylor's got very good knives. Through the air. You don't manage to like carry the ring away and pin it into the wall. But you knock it from Sebastian's hand. The ring clatters onto the floor, and as this happens, and Sebastian takes one step further back, you just feel this squelch behind you as you just step into the hard but juicy body of the mummy, the main
Can
one.
I add? Maybe
Yeah.
might it have happened that instead of hitting the ring, the
Yeah.
knife hits my hand, and then
And then you
the
drop
ring
it.
leaves my hand and pinions my hand against the body of the mummy.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
sure.
Oh, definitely yes.
Yeah, you're just there. Um,
Oh no.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
froze.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I think we all did. It might be my internet, but it's okay. We're here. I think we're good.
I'm good.
Oh God!
the panic is so tense now.
No, no.
Sebastian, you yeah, this friggin' mummy. Your hand is pinned with this relatively small, I imagine, knife that Taylor gave Miles. This large oozing mummy is standing behind you. The other two of you are in this chamber that is like obviously the only way out, and there are two mummies as well. One ring is on the floor.
Through them all.
Where's the other one? Oh, you have the other one.
I've got
Miles,
it, yeah.
right? Yeah. Cool, good. Okay. What are you doing?
I'm gonna inch towards the other ring and just like do that thing. You know how when you like just kick something across the floor? I'm just gonna like try and kick it towards Miles
Yeah.
while I've still got the gun
Yeah.
on Sebastian and,
Yeah,
and the
and
juicy
the
mummy.
mummy. Yeah. Sure. Roll badassery for me. Can you do anything, Sebastian?
21.
21.
Can it do a little flick and like land perfectly in front of Miles, like into Miles's hand?
Oh yeah, I mean, I can see what there's one thing that's like blazing itself into my brain, and I can't
Yeah.
think of anything else.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say it, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll see
God.
if it comes to pass or not, right?
Yeah.
But basically, the with the thing stole like, and then you see Sebastian looks up, and obviously camera looks up, and it's just the face of the mummy, and you'll just there'll be no thing about it, it's film shots cut to like the pockets, like Sebastian's pocket, his other hand's in his pocket, and you see him like jingle the coins, and he thinks back to the curse. Whatever
Yeah.
you take from the tomb,
Yeah.
you're going to be cursed forever. It's basically Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Like Curse of the Black Pearl.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
yeah.
as the mouth comes down onto
Yeah.
to suck his soul,
Yeah.
he just goes, Death is only the beginning.
Taylor just screams.
I mean, but that doesn't have to happen. It's just now that I've got it out, we could do whatever. I feel like
Sure. What was there? Wait, was there anything on the end of that, or is you saying that as you're getting
death is only the beginning? He dies. I mean,
yeah, you're saying that as you're getting. I just want to check that was you getting eaten. Yeah. Yeah. The mummy's jaw sort of dislocates and impossibly wide. And it sort of seems to the mummy's hands reach round to Sebastian's face as well, and sort of rips his face in two.
Shamini Bandel.
Sorry, I know.
This is so not you. I love it.
I know. I watched The Mummy and I was like, wow.
It is graphic, like way more gory than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
It is not George the Jungle violence where he bounces off of trees.
No. The you can see the mummy sort of with its hands and its mouth and even its body. Sebastian starts to shrivel and wrinkle and come apart, and you see this mummy start to become almost like regenerated. Like it grabs Sebastian's eyes and like suddenly it's got like eyeballs going on, and it's like flesh starts to become more like solid as Sebastian is like wrinkling away. And Sebastian's body just sort of crumples to the floor, and the juicy mummy takes a step into the room as Taylor just sort of flicks this ring with her foot. It goes spinning through the air. Miles, I think you're gonna have to roll badassery to catch it.
I got a 21, so
Dude,
it shouldn't be too hard.
I know, but I want it to be spinning through the air.
Okay.
I know.
So I'm gonna tell you what happens, and then I'm gonna tell you what I got. You can decide what happens after that. So Taylor kicks this ring. Miles instantly panics because he's not an athletic person. He did not excel in sports in school. And he's got the ring in one hand, and he's just slow-mo like, yeah. And because earlier it was established that these two sarcophagus are like parallel to each other, and Sebastian jumped over a crevasse in order to get to the thing, which would mean that if they were parallel, there's a crevasse on the other side for that one. So as Miles goes to catch it, he starts to fall back into the crevasse because he rolled a 12. And so he's going
Taylor
back to
runs and
fall into the crevasse.
Roll badassery for me, Taylor, as you leap as Miles starting to
natural 20.
yes.
Thank you, guys.
It's the Miles starting to fall out of shot, and then Taylor's hand cutting in and just like grabbing. You've got Taylor,
and Miles grabs the ring as it falls into the crevasse.
Yep.
The ring is going to is just on the edge. It falls. Miles grabs it. Miles, you've got, so one hand is being held up by Taylor. The other hand has the new ring in it. And the other ring is in your,
I think it's like on my thumb, like I've like put it on to like catch the other one.
Okay, so you're holding them both.
Yeah, I've got both of them. Yeah.
As you see Taylor grabs you, you looking up can see the two mummies approaching, hovering over. You can see them like beyond Taylor, like coming forward.
Taylor's just like, I got you. You're good.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how do we. Okay, so I've got it here. I'm gonna, as I'm like sort of dangling and like hanging on to Taylor, I'm gonna sort of like finagle the rings around as I'm like thinging, and I'm gonna hold up my hand where I've got one on my thumb and the other one here, and I'm gonna sort of like bring it down, and they're gonna click into place. And I'm gonna do that like up in the air so like the mummies can see it. And I'm just gonna like wait expectantly.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
like,
so you sort of like you're fiddling, you're being so careful not to drop these two rings, and at the moment they click together, you kind of shoot up over the edge of the ledge.
And Taylor's like, wow, I'm strong. That was...
And at that point, everything starts to rumble. Everything starts to shake. And Taylor, you weren't like looking behind you. You were looking down at Miles, and Miles, you can't really see. But Taylor, as you then look around, the 3 mummies, and these 2 mummies that turned out were like right behind you, freeze, and then just start blowing away into sand. And the sand is, and the wind starts again, sort of starts howling through this whole area. As the mummies turn into sand, the sand gets picked up and whipped around by the wind, but the rumbling doesn't stop. The rumbling of this whole place is continuing, and you start seeing sand and dust falling from the ceilings, a little bit of masonry falling from the ceiling.
Pull Miles all the way up. Pick Miles up. Run.
Yeah.
We should go.
Miles is like, oh my gosh, and then like as these like mummies have sort of blown away and all of this, and as one of the walls starts to crumble, Miles just points silently behind Taylor as a car-sized scarab beetle bursts through the wall.
I didn't dream it. And Taylor,
We gotta go.
will run and jump on the back of the scarab beetle.
Leap on the back.
And then
You're like,
pull
"Oh,
Miles
I'm
up behind me.
Miles, you're doing the whole like holding on to Taylor's waist thing,
for sure.
like, sitting behind, and this scarab beetle, like you kind of like give it a little
Yeah.
and it just starts like galloping through these corridors, and it's swerving, and the sand falling down, and this beetle, which is going to revolutionize biology. There's
There is no way this thing is not a mammal. There is just no way this thing is an insect. It's just not possible.
Lumbering through, and you see like just like a little chink of light ahead of you, sand falling across it. The scarab beetle knows where to go. You know what I'm gonna say?
Oh, no.
I'm gonna say that like as you see that everything's like lowering slowly and everything's starting to collapse, and the scarab beetle basically like flicks you off, and you roll through the gap just as it's closing, and the scarab beetle like remains inside.
Very cool. Reach in, grab my gun that was
gun. Yeah, sure.
Didn't have a hat, and
you roll out into the sand, and as you're sort of lying there and you sort of hear this rumbling and the gap closes shut, it's daylight outside.
Mona's there like, are you done?
Yeah. There's just Mona like selfie cam like, oh no, found them. There they are. Don't worry, I got them.
Like covered in dust, like
Taylor does one shake and all the dust just like falls off.
so good.
We're gonna skip forward slightly to you've seen Ayan. He's like, did you touch something?
Yes, but we didn't take anything. We put something back.
Gives you like Taylor, I may have underestimated you.
Was it you that told me about the beetles? Because I didn't actually see them, and then there was a big one.
Taylor, do not let the biologists find out about the beetles.
Right, because it doesn't make any sense. Like, I got a C at GCSE biology, and it doesn't work because they're an insect, and it wouldn't physically be possible for their systems to support that kind of size. So are they mammal beetles?
It's I just work here. Have a drink.
Okay, does a shot of vodka.
Your vodka. Always vodka. More milk.
Actually, Can I have a whiskey?
Egyptian whiskey, also a thing. Looked it up.
Hey. And he pours you some very nice Egyptian whiskey. That one's on me.
Thank you.
Mona is just like calling people, texting, like everything's going a bit wild. And I think what I'm going to say is, let's have a final moment as you are riding into the sunset on camels together. There's just like a quiet moment with Taylor and Miles as like Mona's on a call, you've left Diane behind.
So for Miles, I'm gonna. Oh, sorry.
No, go.
Okay. So for Miles, I'm gonna back up a little bit. Because before like sort of getting onto his camel, Miles is gonna go off by himself. And he's gonna kind of stand at the entrance to the tomb. And Miles is going to sort of like just stand sort of like very respectfully. And he's gonna take out his personal copy of the Egyptian Book of the Dead that he's had since he was 10.
Yeah.
And he is going to just say like the appropriate prayers for the mummies, because he's like uncomfortable. He's like, I don't know how all of this works. That was weird, but it seems respectful to like honor the dead. So he's going to do that, and then having done that, he's going to set his like copy of the book down. He's going to put it in front of the tomb. He's going to bury it, because like he got his wish. He got to go on an adventure. And then he's going to get on a camel, very uncoolly. He's going to struggle. He's going to fall off a little bit.
Taylor will give him a little boost.
Yeah. And as Taylor gives Miles a boost, Miles is going to be like, hey, Taylor, when we get back, do you want to maybe like, I don't know, go get some coffee or something?
Like Irish coffee.
It could be Irish. I'm non-denominational of my coffee, but I'm down for whatever. Maybe we could, I don't know, talk about our podcast.
Yeah, and maybe you could help me with that spelling thing you were telling me about.
Yeah.
I think maybe it would help with the blog and the podcast. It sounds good. Is there a better name for it?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe adventure guys doing adventure time stuff with cool mummy stories .com.
And hear me out, sexy archaeologists.
And then we freeze.
Can I just want to add.
Okay, wait. I'll come to you.
We'll come to you.
Don't worry.
We'll come to you, little naughty boy.
I got you. Right. As you ride off into the sunset on your camels with a great plan for Sexy Archaeologist podcasts, we come back to this city, and the atmosphere somehow conveys that these sort of angry spirits are finally at rest, united in the afterlife. The King Doom and his sort of most precious gold has all been returned. The curse is lifted, but also, more importantly than that, the power of love. And Aeon's just like, yeah, this is good, and has a 7-Up, and sort of calm falls over the sort of remains of the city, almost looking like nothing has happened. And then we have one final beat, Ali.
This could almost come after the credits.
This is very much the end credit scene. I was
post-credit
gonna
scene.
say it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the camera just glides along the floor of the room. Oh, of the room of the corridor that we were in. You hear the chittering, which I think sounds like.
Oh, I hate it.
Thanks, I hate it.
And then you just come alight on the shriveled fingers of Sebastian, and they twitch. And that's it.
Yeah!
And the end. that has been Sexy Archaeologists. Fantastic. Fantastic work, everyone.
Charmony.
I adore it. I didn't have to do anything and I love it. Thank you for like writing the plot for me because it's very convenient.
I mean, Katie literally wrote all the
Yeah,
backstory.
literally carried that.
Sorry.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Katie, you have been a fantastic
Oh my
guest.
goodness,
In
it's
case,
been so
like,
great.
I just think
Thanks
it's
for having me.
very obvious that they're very talented person. I really think that everyone here wants to know more about where to find you and where to see
Yes,
you
let
do
me
your
put stuff in.
awesome things.
Oh, sure. Yeah, so I'm Cate Osborn. I go by Catiosaurus on all the social medias. You can
Hey.
find me on TikTok sometimes. I'm kind of getting off of TikTok. But you can find me on YouTube. You can find me here on Twitch. You can find me. Oh, I have a podcast. It's called Katie and Eric's Infinite Quest, an ADHD adventure. We talk about life with ADHD and depression and navigating life as neurodivergent adults. And sometimes we play TTRPGs. You can find me on my new podcast, Sexy Archaeologists. And if you want to know more about me and what I do, you can go to catieosaurus.com.
Wonderful.
Just to say, the recording of this, for the people asking, will be up on our YouTube and probably our podcast. Probably up on YouTube sooner, just because it takes a little bit less editing. But the VOD will be available on Twitch for a few weeks after this as well. It won't go anywhere.
Where do people listening find all those things if they're not there already?
You can find us on pretty much all socials at rpgeeksdnd, or you can go to our website, rpgeeks.co.uk, with links to everything. We're on pretty much every podcasting platform. There's probably a few that we're not, but the big ones, we're there. We're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. We're not on Facebook, so sorry. If you're a big Facebook user, we're not there.
Actually, I am.
Well, tough. And you can find us here on Twitch every Monday, where we stream live at 7 p.m. most of the time.
Wonderful. With that, we have overrun. So thank you, those who have stuck with us. Thank you, those listening and watching after the fact. Have a fantastic day, and we will see you in the future.
Thank you so much. Bye.
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 Do you want to